on the GV or
That's
this
right.
G80. The GV80 does not.
Oh, okay. I don't think I didn't even look, but I doubt they have it.
All right, I'll get you.
I'm telling you though, it's daunting trying to learn this shit. It's truly daunting.
Well, you'll have all weekend to.
Yeah, well, I had my kids this weekend, which consumed me 1,000. Well, here's the good thing about the kid. Bonnie will teach it to me. I'm serious.
Yep.
I'm telling you the truth. There's something about technology that kids are wired for.
Well, they grew up with it, Tom.
Yeah, but I grew up.
No,
we transitioned. Right, we transitioned.
Yeah.
But Bonnie, man, he'll say, when I got my G-Wagon, I didn't have it 10 minutes, and he had programmed his phone to it.
I know.
And I've been trying to figure that stuff out. Hey, do me a favor. Do mine. I did get my car. But, man, all these ride modes adjust the ride height and everything because it's 600 horsepower. So that's a fucking monster. But it's 6,000 pounds. So you can adjust the ride height. And adaptive driving mimics what you do, I guess, and it learns your habits. Adaptive driving.
I think so. I think that's what that is.
You're shifting patterns and stuff. But Stephanie says, I don't want it to learn the way you drive.
Hey, Tom,
I want it to train you.
You want to find it crazy? Give him a slide rule and tell him to figure out.
Yeah. That's right.
See what you do in the slide rule.
An abacus? Yeah.
We had an E6B slide rule in aviation to figuring out density, altitude, true airspeed, all this other shit. And now it's all on a handheld calculator or an app. You don't even need the calculator anymore. That's even old fashioned.
Did you ever get a scuba license, card? Anyway, the last time I went for my recertification,
Water and me.
Everybody had a computer, and I had the old thing where you had to twist it and they don't know how to use that anymore. The dive charts. Everything is on a handheld computer. I'm the only one in the class that's trying to figure it out on pencil and paper. But we're dinosaurs to some extent.
Not to some extent, Doc.
Well, no, but you're not sitting there just making phone calls on your phone. You have a lot of technology.
Yeah. Well, I adopted very early all the computer shit. And I evolved with it, but I didn't grow up with it, but I evolved with it.
Right, you evolved with it.
My age is the cusp. There's people a little younger than me. It seemed to be the cutoff in the right now, guys, mid-60s to 70. They either do no technology or they embrace it. But man, I'll tell you, for years, I'd hear people, and so did you, I'll bet, I don't do email. Right? For years. I don't believe in cell phones. We had a guy on the referral list. I don't know now. He's retired. He sold his business. He didn't have a fucking cell phone.
Are you serious?
He would come home and listen to his answering machine and return calls on a landline.
For business?
Yes.
That's crazy.
No, he lost a lot of business because if you called him, you would have to wait till he comes home at night for him to call you back. And he refused to change. Hey, welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you on Car Day today, as every Friday is Car Day. Jeff Fix with us from Kimmer Transmission. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com. That means Panacea Life Sciences will send you off wonderful CBD products of all forms for you to take advantage of them. Well, not take advantage. You take them. You have chewables and gel caps, and you have cosmetic line. You have pet products, equine products, dog products for calming, for pain, for stiffness. Listen, CBD is a wonder plant. It really is. Without the THC, without the high, you don't have to worry about any of that. It still makes you feel good, though. I don't know why. It's an anti-anxiety thing. RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's Panacea Life Sciences. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. we're going to talk about a bad car deal with Ron, and then I'd like to talk about technology and where is it going. And I'd like to hear from people if really they would like the option of having limited technology in their car. You know, I got a car my first entree into this was years ago. I bought a new car, that I almost had to learn every time I got in it because there was something I did not know or discovered. And there were buttons and dials and touch pads and screens. And this was even, what was it, about 6-7 years ago? Probably 6 years ago. It was a Mercedes sedan. It's a long story how I got it, but I traded in a midlife crisis on it. And so I was able to get this, but the technology blew me away and scared me. And I wondered, does anyone really, I mean, I can't see, not that I am not old, but I can't see older people buying all that crap and learning it. Now, we had a friend, by the way, that has a Tesla Plaid, and she's in her late 80s, I believe, mid to 80s. She's at least 83, let's put it that way. And it's always in the shop, but not because it's bad. It's because she doesn't understand certain parts of it. I don't even know how she gets it to go and stop, because in a Tesla, you sit there. I went to the showroom. Remember, we were talking about them, and Mark and I were toying with the ideas of buying them. And I had an order on a Tesla Plaid, and I canceled it just because I just don't think I'm ready. I love the idea of electric cars, but I'm sitting there looking at the screen, and the damn thing's intimidating. But at least it's more like an iPad or a computer than it is other cars. Other cars are cars with technology. Tesla is technology with a car. It's technology on wheels, whereas the other cars are cars with technology. Anyway, Ron, I'm sorry to hear you had a bad car deal. What's going on?
Yeah, hey, Nuri. Yeah, Ron here with Aurora, Aurora, Colorado, from Aurora, Colorado. So here's what happened. I needed a car, just a car that I can drive back and forth to work.
Yeah.
Around January 15th.
You mean you didn't need one that seats massage you?
No, I just needed something inexpensive,
right?
Just reliable and stuff. So we've owned Toyotas.
So what did you end up getting for your basic car?
So it was a 2005 Toyota Camry.
Okay. Where did you get it?
I looked on Facebook Marketplace and noticed that they had one in there and it looked pretty decent.
Now, when you say the marketplace, you didn't buy it from the marketplace. You found the person on the marketplace. Who'd you find on the marketplace?
So the dealership was called Black Hawk Autos.
And where is Black Hawk? Is it in Black Hawk?
No, it's 5800 East Evans in Denver.
Okay, so, and they were on Facebook Marketplace. So let's go to your problem. What's wrong with it? Did you buy it as is?
I bought it as is, but I did kind of looked at it and stuff, and it seemed like everything was good with it.
I often wonder, and again, Ron, I hope you understand this. We have a vast audience, and what we try to do is make your problem relevant to all of them. So I'm not giving you a hard time. In fact, we want to help you if we can. But I often wonder what people mean when they say, well, I looked it over and it seemed to be okay. What does that mean? No, I'm serious now. I want to know. I want to know what you mean.
I think for basic consumer, unfortunately, we're not. I'm not a mechanic,
right?
But,
so, what does looking it over mean? You didn't see anything apparently falling off or leaking or on fire?
No, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I took it for a test drive.
Okay.
Driving straight.
And so it drove pretty well. No noises, no overheating, no problems.
No problems. Nothing that I can tell, at least for just an average consumer.
Did you think you might need to take it to a mechanic to look it over?
You know, that would have been nice to do, but I needed a car fast, and I really thought that going to a dealership is a good thing versus just buying it from anybody, because you would hope that they looked at everything. And
all right, so what happened? What turned out? Now, when did you buy it?
I bought it January 15th, 2022.
Okay. So what happened? What's wrong with it?
Well, what ended up happening was we on the 16th of March, we went ahead and bought it, right, and went to the DMV to get it tagged and stuff. I mean, to get the.
So hold on, you bought it in March? I thought you just said January. You said March.
January 15th when we bought it.
Okay, and then in February, in March, you went to get tags.
We went to try and transfer it over to our name, basically.
Okay.
Okay, so that's and they told us there was some issue with the title. Additional missing information. So we had to call the dealership.
Well, Ron, let me just ask you this real quick. Are you calling about the car being a problem or the transaction being a problem?
I'm calling because the transaction, transaction was the issue.
But the car itself, are you happy with the car?
I was not happy with the car. We basically, what it came down to is we later, after the second time we went to the DMV, because the first time we had to inform him there was an issue.
But
with
was is the car running fine? That's what I want to know.
The car was running fine, and it was sold to us as a clean title. The issue was that we later found from the DMV out that it was not a clean title. It was a branded title.
Well, Ron. Now listen, man. In some cases, that could undo the deal. In other cases, you're stuck with it. So hold on, all right? Hold on, and we need to examine this. And Aaron, are you going to tell us about your car falling off a lift at a repair shop?
Correct.
What? Like it literally fell off, or did it slip? Did it just get canted? Did it fall off onto the floor?
So that's what they first told me, like it fell off the lift, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck? That's the lift."
Hold on a sec. Hold on. Okay, talk to him. I got it, man. You don't have to worry. Did you get it too? Okay. Okay. So Suze, he explained to him about the wording. He said, "What the f?" Okay, and I had to nix that. We'll come right back with more.
What's a branded title?
It was either salvaged.
Yeah.
Well, that's all it is. Branded means it was salvaged.
There's a separate sheet that has to be provided for that.
If they know it, right?
Well, they have to know it because the vehicle has to be stamped.
Yeah.
So,
okay,
so
you're
branded
right.
title is the same as the salvage title? Okay.
Okay, guys, I got a spot always.
Okay.
Businesses
Got it.
and couples. Located off C-470 in Broadway in Littleton. Triple J Armory. Protect the people you love.
So on Monday, I got up off of a table I was working on. I mean, sitting down typing. I get up fast and my back wrench. I don't even know what happened. I guess it was the SI joint. But Colorado Pain Care knew immediately. They said, Tom, listen, here's what we're going to do. They did a trigger point injection, it's called, with some anesthesia and some, Lanocaine and then some steroids. Now, I'm not telling you this because I'm recommending everybody do this as a short-term fix, but they got me out of pain and then said, we have a long-term solution, which is cushioning that hip and how to do it. And what I'm saying is this. They know how to relieve pain. They take all major insurance. They know how to do it. If you're in pain, don't live in pain. ColoradoPainCare.com. I often joke I have a parking space there just for me. Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine. ColoradoPainCare.com. Same-day appointments even. 303-GOT-PAIN. Office hours from 7 to 7. 303-GOT-PAIN. Hey, it's car day today. That means Century RV's got some deals for you. CentryRV.com. What is Century RV? It's a place where you can buy new and used RVs just up north of Denver on the exit 240 turnoff to Longmont. It's right there on Frontage Road. Look them up, 303-453-1111. Extraordinary deals. People come from all over, and they happen to be in our backyard. Say hello to the team up there. We love them. They're building a brand new facility. paying top dollar for trades. SentryRV.com.
Are you one of the millions of...
Okay, let me get down to business here. I'm on Friday. I got Frank Duran. I got Genesis. But you know what? I just couldn't see paying near 200 grand for a G-Wagon. It was just fucking insane. And I almost had myself talked into it. And it would have been insane. It really would have. Even with Doc's money, it would have been insane. Right, Doc? He didn't even hear.
No.
What I said, Doc,
Yes.
is even with your money, it would have been crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
To buy a G-Wagon. So when I saw, I wanted technology. That's why I was leaning toward the Tesla. But then when I saw this, the X models, I don't like the X3s and 5s. They're little pieces. They're little boxes, right? But when I saw this one, I thought, holy shit. I saw it at Newport Beach one time. I said, what is that, Stephanie? She says it's a BMW. I said, I've never seen them. And the reason you don't see them is because they don't stock them. There's no inventory. It's special order only. So they don't allot them to dealers. They allot all the other ones. So I was calling around on cars.com, and the guy, none of them had them. And I said to one dealer in Ohio, I said, why the hell did you do this? Well, what we do is advertise the car, the unit, and then the MSRP, and then you order it. I said, well, that's bullshit. I said, I'm calling on this car. And I said, because I wanted that white one with that interior, and I want all the options. And he said, yeah, I'm sorry, but we can order it, and you can have it in 6 months. But, oh, by the way, too, the MSRP isn't MSRP. We have to charge above that. But still, even topped out, it was going to be way cheaper than a G. And I said, well, could I order the exact one I want? This is what I want. He said, hold on a second. And he came back and said, you're not going to believe this. That same exact car that you want was ordered by a guy in town that just canceled. And it's here. And he says, so therefore you can take advantage of the fact that he put down a deposit. And we can get it to you. And I thought it was like a come on. But then it's a really good dealer. And I said, holy shit. It was exactly the one I wanted, but instead of waiting 6 months, it was a cancellation. And they sent it to me.
Sorry, when Ron with the bad car deals, or what are you going back to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't get the issue yet.
What's that?
We didn't figure out what's going
But
on.
in any case, I probably would have gotten the GD. It was, see, I didn't even consider the GD80 because I didn't think you could get it. I bought no supply. Mark got one in 2 weeks. Bam. Brandon. But as much as I like the GDA, though, I am happy with the Beamer. And the Beamer is a little more substantial. The technology is about the same, I think. But BMW, I don't think you're hurt with it.
What kind of warranty is that?
450. And, 450 bumper to bumper. And then drivetrain is 100.
Right.
But
high fire danger, especially from blowing dust.
they're expensive to maintain.
Right around
Yeah.
96 I bought one just one other feeder all the time.
Are you a safe driver?
Well, they can't do more than the G-Wagon. Do you know I never once a route, but the lowest price I had for oil change and check and all the service A, service B, the cheapest one is $1,500.
Damn.
Yeah, well,
I've never spent less than $1,500 in my life for a service.
Oh, make me get rid of the car.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. All right, now we got a bad car deal, and then we got a guy that had his car fall off a lift. Do you explain to Aaron, right, about the language? We'll get to Aaron again. But, Ron, right now, where are we going? A branded title. Now, hold on a sec. They're supposed to tell you if it's a branded. Are you telling me the car they sold you was a salvage title? It had been a wreck?
That is correct, yes, and we didn't know anything about that. They did not tell us anything, and in fact, they were supposed to give us, according to my research, they were supposed to give us additional paperwork.
That's right, right, Jeff?
Yeah, there's a full disclosure that's got to be filled out.
A full disclosure, and
it's got to be stamped on the vehicle. So inside the driver's door somewhere.
But what if that title? Now, Ron, did they know it was salvaged, or did they get hoodwinked?
So yeah, they basically told us that they didn't know it was salvage. They were saying that the title that they gave us or they showed us did not look salvage. It looked clean.
See, they washed. It's called washing the title. Sometimes you can go to another or it comes from another state, and you don't know it's a salvage.
Yeah.
Did you do a Carfax on this?
I did it after the fact. Unfortunately.
Okay. And where was it totaled?
Oh gosh, yeah. Tennessee or one of those places. I can't.
You see, so it could be that they did not know it.
So yeah, so apparently what they told us was that someone made a mistake at a DMV in Longmont, and this was considered salvage back.
Yeah, but they should give you then they should undo the deal. Are they going to undo the deal?
So no, actually, so on April 14th, the dealer told us that he spoke to the state. I'm not sure where that is or what he was talking about, but he said that he was told that. Well, first of all, he apologized for selling a salvage vehicle, and that the state told him that he should be refunding us, in full.
That's right.
So that's what the state told him.
Here's what I want to know, Ron. Are they going to undo the deal? It's a yes or no.
No, they did not. So they did not. They actually were going to charge us for using the car. He said he was going to charge us 50 cents a mile.
Hold on. There's nothing. Hold on. That's called bailment. Now, I'm not sure they're allowed to do bailment in a fraudulent transaction to begin with. I know they can charge you bailment in most conditions, but are you telling me they were willing to undo the deal, but they wanted you to pay something for use of the car?
That's correct.
Okay, what was the total price you paid for the car?
The total price was $5,000, a little over $5,000, $5,040.
Okay, now, next question. How much did they want you to pay for use of the car?
Around, so it's going to be, basically, they were going to give us back around $3,100.
Oh, no, that sounds, listen. Right now, do you want us to call the dealer and work this out? Because I think you're going to win. Did you go back to the dealer licensing board?
Yeah. So that was the next step we were going to do, but we decided to give you a call because, I spoke with a few friends.
Yes. Hold on a sec. You know what? You called the right place. This is a scumbag dealer, and they have to give your money back, okay? To penalize you for their mistake is stupid. Now, I don't mind you paying something for use of the car. How many miles did you put on it?
Really, I honestly don't remember. I didn't drive very much. I don't know.
Okay, all right, hold on. Deputy Doc, we should call this Black Hawk Auto on East Evans and tell them some facts of life. If he goes to the dealer licensing board, they're in trouble. Plus, he can sue them even in small claims court. We can go after him, too. So, hold on, man. Let's see if we can get something for you. Okay, a couple $100 maybe they charge you, but to undo the deal and only give you $3,000 back? Who are they, crazy? They are crazy, in my opinion. Now, Aaron, I know you're pissed off. I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you. Your car fell off a lift. What kind of car was it?
It is a 1992 Honda Civic hatchback.
Okay, now, a 92. How many miles were on it? Just curious.
136,000 miles.
Well, that's not bad for that. 1992, was it in good shape?
Well, I mean, it was sanded down. I was planning on painting it, but I just never had time to do it. And so the reason I took it to this big old tires was just to get 2 front tires and an alignment, because my car is a little low, so it was difficult to find somewhere where I could get it aligned. And so they said, yeah, and I was all down for it.
Okay, hold on now. What shop dropped it?
So this is the big old tires on 75th and Pecos.
What are they going to do for you? So,
he gave, so I first talked to the manager there, and he offered me a free stud because they also broke the stud when the car fell off the lift.
They offered you what?
They offered me a stud replacement and a free alignment, and I had to pay for the
So hold on.
tires
So
that day.
hold on. They are going to fix the damage, is what you're telling me.
Partly. So I went, the day it happened was April 9th. I went back a couple of days ago and talked to the owner of the big franchise. And he was giving me two options. Option one, to fix my hood, nothing else. Option two was to not fix the hood, just fix the stud. I would pay the labor, and they would give me an alignment.
But here's the thing, Aaron. Why did you take it in there originally?
For just an alignment and two front tires.
Okay, you should pay for the alignment and two front tires, and they should fix all the other damage. They should put you back to exactly where you were. But you don't. And then now, actually, what they should do, if they were nice because of the inconvenience, is they should throw in that alignment, but they're not required to. Are you telling me they're telling you, hey, we damaged your car, but you can either get the hood fixed or the stud? And I don't understand. Did it break the stud when it fell off?
Yeah, so it's not really like a big old lift. It's like a roll-on
okay,
lift.
got it.
And so I guess the lift was all the way down. They had my car,
but it still broke stuff that they need to fix. Why do they not know that? Why are they being such jerks?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, of course. Well, you just want them to fix the car. What are you asking for?
So I was asking for my hood to be replaced, a free stud, and a free alignment, because that's what I was told by the
I think they should fix the hood and fix the stud. Yeah, it would be nice to do a free alignment, but the truth is, Aaron, you went in there wanting an alignment. So technically, they don't owe you an alignment. Although, you know, any smart shop, for goodness sakes, would say, look what we put this guy through. Let's throw in an alignment. Hey, is Deputy Smarty Pants listening? You know what, man? Aaron, we got two in a row. Usually we get problems where we tell people what to do. This is a problem we need to call them. Big O Tires, that's unbelievable to me. They're usually way better than that. So hold on a second. We're going to have one of our deputies call. And we got some pictures emailed. Because, let's see, Big O Tires. Let me see. It was on Pecos. Yeah, you can see where they broke it off. And, yeah, they you know, look, man, they did some damage. Now, it's an older car, yes, but still, fix the dang thing. Fix it. It's common sense.
Hey, Tom, before I called, do you know what the statutory charge is per mile? Is there a statutory charge per mile when you return a car?
Yeah, I think there is. It's ailment.
I don't know if it's statutory. I don't know if it's actually statutory, though. I know. I don't limits on what they can. What's that?
I think there's limits on what they can.
Well,
right, that's what I want to know before I call them.
Actually, there's a limit to what they can charge you on the number of days for when they're arranging financing. It's 10 days. But I don't know. This is not they're arranging financing.
No, this is just for use of the car.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, the answer is I don't know.
Okay. Because I want to know what it says before I call these guys up.
Currently, it's 77. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin.
You know, it's really getting tough with my kids getting older. They all have shit to do. I'm thinking, okay, so my weekend is being a Lyft driver.
Well, when are they getting their licenses?
Well, she has it.
For what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I love garage coatings, you know that, and I love when they're done right, and that's why I can really recommend Garage Kings, GarageKings.com. You know, he did Mark's garage floor, polyaspartic coatings, and as I said, you're going to hear me talk about, you know, a couple. Garage Kings is super, a lifetime warranty, no money down, and they can get to you pretty quickly, and they've been around a while. They're 720-252-0370. That's 720-252. Let me get that number again. Sorry, my computer crapped out. It's 720-252-0370, GarageKings.com. Guaranteed, they say, the lowest price. And they're serving Pueblo to Colorado Springs. That's GarageKings.com. And Genesis Total Exteriors, if you're going to be fixing up the house, why not? Some siding, windows, doors. How about a solar system? Genesis does solar too. Genesis Total Exteriors. In this day and age of rip-off contractors, and man, have we seen a bunch of them. You need to go with someone I know and trust, and I've known him for more than 30 years, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Check him out, and the solar systems are guaranteed for 25 years. That's Genesis Total Exteriors, 303-679-8509.
You know, you keep hearing me talk about Blue Sky CBD, and I can only say that the experience of these products has just kept getting better and better. I also know hundreds and hundreds of you that have tried it and feel the same way, because I see the feedback, I hear about it. I met with the owners, and they share some interesting info on the latest batch of their Max Relief Balms and how they tested at 2,700 milligrams. That's basically a free extra 200 milligrams. This stuff has been really good for my aches and pains, and believe me, and I've talked about it, I've got plenty. Also, I wanted to let you know that if you use promo code KOA/KHELP as a one-time code, please also feel free to use promo code DAVE for 30% off your next
CNN Plus died a miserable death. Did you hear that?
Less than a month.
They only had 10,000 viewers per night.
Wow.
10,000 per night. You know, again, when I hear shit like that, you know what I think? How'd they get 10,000 viewers? I don't think, oh, only 10,000. I think, how'd they get 10?
Seen at Children's Hospital, Colorado, doctors realized she had a different type of vascular birthing called a segmental hemangioma. Addie, why did your parents take you to Children's Hospital, Colorado?
I think it was when I was a baby, and my parents took me there because they were top in the country. Okay, so honestly, I would love to tell you that I remember something, but I don't remember anything. I was very, very young. Usually the only times I go there are for my brother's treatment.
Although not cancerous, Addie needed steroid treatment.
You find it out?
I'm looking.
What's he looking for?
I'm trying to find out how much they
What's the bailment?
Call it. Did you search bailment in Colorado? Car bailment.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So got a big thing from Secretary of State. I'm just trying to find it.
It really doesn't bother me. It's kind of just there, just like hanging out. It doesn't affect me. The only thing it affects is I have to wear glasses, which is kind of annoying. You know, I get through it.
These days, Addie is a busy 11-year-old.
Who would know that?
Oh, beautiful.
I play soccer.
Your friends down at Christopher, not Christopher, down at Dodgedale in Colorado Springs.
Is he was a patient ambassador for Children's Hospital, Colorado?
Yeah, they would know.
I think children's support as their
I know.
really helpful.
They look up the dealer licensing board.
Every day they saved my brother's life, which is very important to me, and so I think that they're a lifesaver.
For Children's Hospital, Colorado right now by participating in a 2022 Mighty Millions raffle. Every ticket sold in the Children's Hospital, Colorado Mighty Millions raffle helps continue world-class pediatric care, education, research, and advocacy that lets courageous kids be kings. Don't forget, tonight at midnight is the absolute final deadline for the 2022 Mighty Millions raffle. Go to MightyMillionsRaffle.com.
Michael Brown here from my partners at the Colorado Business Roundtable. You know, sometimes we forget just how vital businesses are to our state. They're not simply brick and mortar. Businesses support our communities by providing jobs. They provide Coloradans with opportunities, valuable products and services. Business provides tax revenue, and they support and fund vital charities. Business is a force for good in Colorado, and we should never forget that. Learn more about the mission of the Colorado Business Roundtable. Go to COBRT.com. That's COBRT.com.
For your back, neck, and joint pain, visit FindOne.com for a same-day appointment now. That's FindOne.com.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, listen, Rich Harris, Harris Family Law, Rich and Lisa Harris, husband and wife team, they started this law firm with about 35 attorneys there, or 25 to 35 there. Listen, they have 250 years of collective experience, but the main thing is they do collaborative law. That means they cooperate, yes, with the other side. They don't just make them angry. They actually get agreements from the other side not to file anything and to do everything outside of court to keep prices down. They're successful at that about 98% of the time. And I urge you to call them if you're thinking about a divorce. They can do any part of the divorce or all of it. It's called Unbundled Services. It's a great firm at a troubled time. 303-515-5000. 303-515-5000, harrisfamilylaw.com. So, all right, so let's talk, man. We had two problems right off the bat. We had one, car fell off a lift. Another one where a salvage title was sold. We're working on both of those to help people out. It's just logical. You shouldn't do that to people. Catherine now wants to talk about an issue with Vanguard. What are we talking about, Catherine? Is this a retirement fund?
Hi.
Hi.
Well, what we're talking about is my father passed away at 100. I'm his executor. He had equal distribution, 25% to all of his beneficiaries, clearly written with all Vanguard. Everybody.
How many beneficiaries were named on that?
4.
Okay, and and you were all on there.
We all had Vanguard accounts as well. Everything could not have been. My father was pretty good up until the day he died, so he was very concerned about fairness, equal.
He was 100 years old?
Uh-huh.
Did he not take care of himself? What the heck?
Oh, my gosh. He was the last day. Yet somebody gave him medication. He was walking upright. He was straighter than most people would ever be.
Oh, my goodness. What happened to him? I mean, what finally did him in? What was it?
That's a whole other story that I am not. He was in an assisted living after being married to my mother for many years. And a rock came through his window, not so far from where he would sit to watch TV. He'd be up at 7 dressed.
Yeah.
Completely together. So that's another one. I'm going, I can't even
Wait a minute. Are you telling me this guy was 100 years old in good health and a rock came through a window and got him?
Well, no, it broke the window like a bazillion pieces. And he probably, if it were any of us, I'm guessing we would have thought we'd been shot because you would not expect it. They said it was a lawnmower or something. So he, of course, being the man he is, instead of buzzing for him, walked down the hall to get him. And somebody said, man, he looked a little disheveled. He's in Florida. I'm in Denver.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I couldn't go. I asked the coroner.
Did he have a heart attack? Did he have a heart attack?
No. He was fine. He went out to listen to their music. They said, you know what? We think you need to be in a wheelchair. He would never have done a wheelchair. So he put him in a wheelchair after the music and said, why don't you just wait here? And then they went back and I'm going, I don't know what happened.
Wow.
I asked the coroner to look at him because I'm going, he had a pacemaker. But
okay.
he was alert oriented, mentation great. Knew more than most, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the kind of person he was. So he does this. I'm telling him Vanguard's the place to be.
Right.
And I'm concerned because I'm guessing this happens to a lot of people.
So what kind of an account was it with Vanguard?
Brokerage, IRA.
Okay. And it was okay. What's the problem now?
Okay, 9 funds. 5 of them are divided absolutely pristine equal, 0.0000. 4 of them were not. There was an error greater than $30,000, and the way I knew that was because I had told my siblings approximately what to expect. Now, I understand that most people don't.
What do you mean there was an error? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about $30,000 was put in my account, not my brother's.
Okay.
I got double shares.
I get it, but hold on. That's very nice of you. So I want to know, did everyone get some money and you got extra?
No, everybody got something. 5 of the 9 funds divided absolutely perfect, 4 not.
And the 4 that were not divided perfectly, did anyone get nixed completely?
No.
And in every case, when they were not divided properly on those last 4 funds, are you the only one that benefited more than others?
No.
Okay.
I only know this because as soon as I found out, I went, huh.
So basically, to make a long story short, in dividing 4 of those funds, they screwed up.
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason we know this is as soon as the gross error was was found, I said, look at the others, because I talked to my sibs. They all gave me their statements from that minute, and there were 4. There were different mountains.
All right.
Divided.
So anyway, this should be an easy thing, because I've always said this math doesn't lie.
You know what? Vanguard doesn't agree.
What do they say?
I've been working with them since December. I just got a letter the other day that said they will talk to me at their discretion. As far as they're concerned, it's finished. I said the only thing that I've been asking for is access to my father's statements as executor. Denied. There have been other things like...
All right, now we have 2 attorneys. We have two attorneys who can help here.
Well, who?
Well, we're going to get them on the air and see, so you don't have to call them just in vain. But one is Blake Harris. Blake Harris is an estate attorney, and he can help us to figure out your rights to see a statement. Then we have an attorney who goes after specifically investment houses. Specifically.
You know, we're not talking about a large amount of money, but then I'm going, margin of error. What is the margin of error?
Right. No, I don't blame you. If you can hold, we'll get these attorneys on for you. Really. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Just hang in there, Catherine, because, you know, both of them can weigh in and at least tell you what to do, even if on your own. David, you need some advice on small claims. What's happening, David?
Yeah, Tom. I need to know whether it's worth my time to file a small claim for $1,500. My ex-in-law's car broke down. Their kids wouldn't fix it. And then she passed away, and she's on a fixed income, so she didn't have the money to pay me. But she said when we sell the house, when I pass away, my kids will pay it. And I got a paper from her that says pay it, the type of car. I got proof.
Okay, hold on. That's good. That's good. If you don't have to have it notarized. Hold on a second. What you're talking in essence is a lien on the estate if it's done correctly. So hang on, and we will talk about that, okay? 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, free market analysis of your home for the asking. Frank wants to make sure you're equipped with the right information, not with an appraisal, not with Zillow, not with some online guess, but Frank will do a complete analysis free of charge, and it's a complimentary service to give back. You don't have any obligation to list, but you may want to. You'll never find better. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Hey, Mark, were you successful?
VIN verification.
No. God almighty. Did you need one too?
No, I don't, because mine's a Colorado title.
Thanks, man.
It would have been good.
Everything would have been perfect.
But I even got your insurance card for Brian.
Okay, so I need the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I'm just making sure everything's here.
Okay. Thank you for trying, goddammit. So that's all I need is VIN verification.
VIN verification.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, good. So at least you made a trip for me that I would have had to make.
That you would have been told you needed
exactly.
VIN verification.
Okay, so I need
and that one down there, well, look at the time. I was in and out, got all my shit done.
Did you make an appointment?
No. It's fucking empty.
Where is it? Which one?
It's like Lincoln in 25 by the Super Target kind of across the street. Hold on, I got something else of yours. Credit card.
Real seasoned beef, like the loaded A1 stack burger, and your mouth wonders where have you been all my life.
Yeah, don't lose that shit. Why don't you have Suzanne call that dude who did it last time?
Let's talk about
ColoradoPainCare.com. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine, the people that you need to look up because they have hours 7 to 7. That's incredible. They can do same-day appointments if you're in pain. And they don't do just short, quick treatments, although they do them to get you out of pain, to get you over the hump. They also have longer range treatments, and they're doing one for me on an SI joint. And I can tell you that I have firsthand knowledge of these doctors, and they're great people. Hey, listen, don't hold it against them that I had multiple problems, right? The important part is they can handle it, and they deal with all major insurance. ColoradoPainCare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN is the number, 303-GOT-PAIN. You know, a popular topic on this show is retirement, not just going into retirement, but it's truly planning for retirement. Now, as with any retirement, the earlier you plan, the better. And Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is set up to do just that, to help you plan. That doesn't mean they are going to change everything you're doing, but they're going to oversee everything you're doing. And they're going to make suggestions and offer help, and they'll let you know exactly what it costs you and how they're saving you money. The people I'm using, you should use them too. They'll meet with you as many times as you feel comfortable, and everything is disclosed up front. They'll never make a decision without your approval. rpcenter.com. That's rpcenter.com. They'll come to you, or you can go to them or meet on the internet. 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211. rpcenter.com. Hey, I love when guys can get together and do a business and be successful and help consumers, and that's what Premier does. Premier Window Cleaning and Pressure Washing. Premier, the good people. Man, I'm telling you, we get such great feedback about Premier Window, and I want you to look them up. You will love these people. There are two guys out of high school started this company, WeCleanWindows.co. Look them up. Great prices, residential and commercial. They also do pressure washing. When they do your windows, they do the entire inside end. That means all the glass inside, showers. They can do chandeliers, mirrors, everything. 303-564-5574. You will never be disappointed. 303-564-5574. WeCleanWindows.co. Welcome to the customer.
I did that because place. God damn it, VIN verification. I only thought, I didn't know you...
We know someone that came here and did it on your key.
Mark.
Oh, I didn't remember.
He has to be a licensed, yeah, JFR can do it too. Anybody can do it. They just have to say, yeah, this is it. Actually, those, if you had the car with you, they would have gone out and done it.
They wouldn't have there.
Oh.
Not at DMV. They said
they offered that to
What's done more?
That's cool. This guy definitely didn't offer that as an option.
Or personal hygiene.
No, he was really cool, actually.
Yeah, the one over off of Arapahoe.
That's the one. That's where I was. It was for that Mercedes.
Maybe you just run there and then you.
No, it's not. Douglas County.
The first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? Lavage. Lavage isn't medicine.
They were quick though, man. There was no one in there. I was like, this is okay. I thought I'd be here till 3.
I'll do that. Have you do that?
And then I'll try to shot.
And just try that.
So you can.
They won't. They're not going to do a VIN verification.
Wait, did you buy last time? Yeah, well, no, you're not going to. No. Hey, Suze, no, you're not going to try that again.
I have a problem with it.
Healthy life.
If you have certain chronic conditions, such as heart disease, asthma, diabetes, and you're 19 years old,
that worked out, right?
36, 42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or family about getting vaccinated with Pneumococcal 20-day.
Allergies are killing me this year.
Oh boy.
That can help protect
This
against
wind has not been helping.
in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved.
Since my nose surgery, I've been pretty fucking good, man. I've been pretty good.
Doing what?
Just since I've healed up my allergies and shit, it's been really massively good difference. But I fucking use that cleaner twice a day. It's like brushing my teeth, dude. Now, just once in the morning, once at night.
Navage.
It's the opposite of Navage, but yeah, I like Navage.
What do you mean the opposite?
Mine pushes through. Navage sucks. Navage sucks from one nostril water in and out. Mine pushes.
Isn't that how you got sick though?
Yeah, pushing. Yeah, that I'd never do.
Yeah.
Ever.
I do it religiously. Well, I had to. I mean, that's part of my whole thing.
But the sucking is safer.
Oh, I don't know. Mine you can turn to whatever. Here's the deal. If the pressure builds up, you know it instantly. You don't fucking do it. I mean, I know what you're talking about. It feels like you could blow a fucking eardrum out or something.
Well, I had moisture trapped. Got infected.
They cleaned us. They had to do sinus surgery because I had such bad sinuses.
Hi,
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Aaron Israels is an attorney at law, and he goes after investment houses and phony investment schemes and things like that, or people who don't measure up to their fiduciary responsibility. He's with Israels and Newman. Aaron, thank you for being here. I haven't talked to you in a while, but I wanted to ask you about this. Catherine, this is not like a major ripoff, but Catherine says her dad had several funds or accounts, and he had them with Vanguard. And you're there, right, okay, Catherine? And anyway.
I am.
And he had about, what did he have, 9 accounts, Catherine?
Yes, 9 funds.
And he died. 9 funds. I'm sorry, 9 funds, yeah. 1 account, whatever. So on the distribution to his heirs, everything was supposed to be distributed equally among 4 beneficiaries. And that happened with all of the funds except 4 of them. Okay. And it's that simple. And what do they keep telling you about those funds when you ask about it? You say, look, these were not, and by the way, she's not saying that because she didn't get enough. She's saying that because she got too much. So, Catherine, when you say these funds were not divided correctly to the beneficiaries, what do they say?
They tell me that first of all, they say, well, what fund are you talking about? At the beginning, I was told by several people, we would never, ever call you. We would not have found that error. And I went, oh, my gosh, this can't be true.
Well, okay, so but let's get right to the issue, though. Do they acknowledge that these 4 funds were divided up incorrectly?
Kind of. They send me papers. I have 2 siblings that have since left Vanguard, and I know the day they left, there were extra funds, extra shares with them. So I asked how they were going to do that. They said, oh, we'll just call one of the siblings who transferred to Fidelity.
So hold on. So, Catherine, they are acknowledging they made a mistake.
No. Kind of.
What is that? See, I don't know what kind of means.
Kind of, I said, how did you justify? You just sent me a piece of paper that said you gave 20 shares extra to this person. This does not make sense to me. Please show me the documentation. Let me see my father's statements so I can agree with you. And then they close down. They won't give me access. They won't let me see. And I know that.
Hold on. You are the personal representative of your father's estate.
Right. And I'm the executive.
And they will. That's what they call it, a personal representative. And they will not let you see the statements.
Correct.
Aaron?
Got it. Okay. So, real quick question before we start. When we're talking about Vanguard does a lot of its own proprietary funds that get marketed by other firms. But these accounts were actually held at Vanguard, correct?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So when you open up an account like this at a brokerage firm, there should be something on file, and it sounds like there was, called a beneficiary designation form.
Right.
In that beneficiary designation form will detail how things are supposed to be distributed out. Okay?
Yes.
Step 1 in this inquiry is, like it sounds like you've been kind of looking into, figuring out, was that complied with? All right? If it was not complied with, you look at how it wasn't complied with, and there could be a cause of action or grounds to potentially start an arbitration against the brokerage firm. Basically, we would premise it as a negligence suit, saying you had the instructions on file and you failed to adhere to them. We incurred damages because of this, and you need to pay those. Now, if you have your personal representative documents from the probate court, they have to comply with your request. If they're not complying with that, and I'm not a probate expert, so just so you know, I think that the next step would be to take them to court and request that the judge hold them in some sort of contempt or.
I think a letter from an attorney that handles securities frauds and all that, saying you didn't comply with the dang distribution and you better correct it, might get their attention, Catherine.
You guys, It's worse than that. At one point, when I started looking at this, because I was not a financial person at all, but I am not a dumb person. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, so where did this money go? There's 5,000 shares. It's taken from this account. And I said, but where did it go? For 11 days, totally missing. They said, oh, no, we put it somewhere. I said, it is not in my account and it doesn't say where it went. It is not there. And they said, oh, no. They minimized that.
Did you ever, hold on, wait, did you ever find those funds?
Oh, yeah, they showed up 11 days later.
Where were they?
Well, they say that they were at my father's account. But I said, if that's not written, how would anybody know that?
Hold on, because we're running out of time. Here's what I have to tell you, Catherine, seriously. Suze can give you Aaron's number, Aaron Israel's and Newman, and I would hire him to write a letter to these people to say, correct it or else. I'm serious. His number is 720-599-3505.
If you're looking to pay for a home improvement, mortgage rates are still very competitive, and home values, they're on the rise. Making this a
VIN verification. God damn it.
Just call American Financing, Colorado's home to home loans.
Something so simple.
And I like American Financing because their custom loans can achieve your goals faster. After all, there's more to a refinance than just a lower rate. You can also access cash for the things that you need, like improving your home, paying for college, or even getting rid of debt faster. All are possibilities when you choose American Financing. So why not get a free mortgage review to learn more? If you start soon, you could close to as few as 10 days. And you could skip.
We're done until about 6 after, right? That's right.
Text 695-7000 or online AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 1823344.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHW Denver, an iHeart radio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings at 10, streaming live on our free iHeart radio app and at khow.com.
ABC News, I'm Phil Lippel. Another $800 million worth of U.S. weapons are headed to Ukraine. ABC News Chief Global Affairs Correspondent Martha Raddatz.
The Pentagon believes the next few weeks in Ukraine are critical as Russia tries to take the Donbass region. That is why they're rushing in those weapons, those howitzers, more than 70 of them on the way, are long-range artillery weapons that hurl a 100-pound round of steel and explosives.
Following public outrage, Philadelphia lifting its indoor mask mandate after less than a week. But Los Angeles is once again requiring masks on public transit. It all comes as 35 states are reporting a rise in COVID cases of more than 10%. The New York Times releasing an audio recording of what Republican House Leader Kevin McCarthy emphatically denied, that following the attack on the U.S. Capitol, he told top Republicans that he would urge the then-President Trump to resign. This is ABC News. France issuing an international arrest warrant for former Nissan chair Carlos Ghosn, part of a probe into abuse of corporate assets and money laundering. Ghosn is currently in Lebanon after sneaking out of Japan before the start of the financial misconduct trial.
Ghosn smuggled out of the country in a box, getting past airport security and onto a private jet to Turkey. Ghosn is now in Lebanon. French courts issuing an international arrest warrant against him as part of an investigation into abuse of corporate assets and money laundering. French television France 24 reporting Ghosn was heard as a witness and would need to be in France to be formally indicted and gain access to the details of the charges he faces. Inez Delicatera, ABC News, Paris.
Elon Musk isn't just trying to buy Twitter, he's also bankrolling a climate competition. The Tesla and SpaceX developer offering $100 million for the most promising ways to cut carbon dioxide in the atmosphere by pulling it out of the air. 15 initial winners will get $1 million each. Phil Lippel, ABC News.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Don't you just love the smell of books? This is the library. Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need. I don't think we carry that.
I wanted to explain line 1. He gets scammed, but this actually gets caught. He gets scammed out of gift cards, okay, from Macy's, but it's good. So when he realizes that he'd already given the scammers the numbers, but he calls the police, they had only used 3 of the 8 cards. They were able to cancel the other cards through Macy's. Macy's has not refunded the money yet. And we're talking, it was $4 grand in cards altogether, so they owe $2,500. So you know what I'm saying? So when you talk about that, I just didn't want you to think, oh, he's got scammed, too bad, so sad. I mean, he's got a real problem.
So they actually canceled it.
He got to
So that is good news, looking good on 225 as well, and across I-70. Your 6th Avenue drive, for the most part, up to full speed. Some heavy traffic on that ramp from east on 6th Avenue.
You're
to south
over
on
right off of Jordan.
Yeah, right on Jordan.
Yeah.
A few clouds,
I took
breezy
my
this
son's
afternoon,
car there
85
years ago.
for the high, and then tonight
Have you look at it?
for the weekend, a chance for some
It was just, it was a
showers
Jeep Grand
and
Cherokee and
mid to upper 50s. Currently it's 79.
obviously some shifting problem, but it was just trying to find a shop that had the right diagnostic equipment that could catch whatever was happening. But I've been to your shop. I know exactly where you guys are.
Yeah, been there since '99.
Yeah.
Sign up and start free at audible.com.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray here to tell you about Orchard. If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a...
What's going on, Jeffrey?
Oh, another day in paradise, man. All rainbows and unicorns.
These work for the headphones right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I can't find the fucking cable for it. I'm just going to order it.
What, Mark? You can't find a cable for what?
This, it goes 6-prong into here, into the 2 connectors.
Yeah, I have 2 of those. Is that mine, the one I brought in?
I don't know where they came from.
Yeah, they're mine. I had
Briar Dynamic?
Yeah.
Do you have one of these?
Well, I had them with that. They were.
This is the one for that. They're shot.
Oh, do I have extra?
Do you have another one? I can't even find them online.
Are you sure they're broken?
Well, let me plug it into mine. But every time he goes hot, it's crazy bad.
Oh, yeah. You can get it, Mark. You can get those things from, whatchamacallit, BH, wherever we get our stuff. That's where I got those.
I got you.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
No. Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We're here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. This hour brought to you by Harris Family Law. I've talked about them before. They take the heat out of divorce. They really do. And they can help you really get through it with minimal damage. And I mean that. I want you to talk to them, harrisfamilylaw.com. Unlike any other divorce firm I've seen where they have collaborative law. That's cooperating with the other side by written agreement not to file anything in court, but to talk everything through. They also have unbundled services, so if you want to do some of your own legwork, they'll handle whatever you want them to handle. 303-515-5000. Check them out. The new way to do family law, Harris Family Law, 303-515-5000. Now, what is going on in your life? Jeff Vick is with us. Jeff, are things lightening up now with supplies?
No,
they're not.
If anything,
come on.
Yeah, and one of the.
I was thinking you were going to say, oh yeah, they're getting way better.
They're getting worse. If anything, I mean, I've got 2 Mazdas in the shop right now. I cannot work on. Parts are not available. Even an entire unit from Mazda is not available. Actually, one of the vehicles came to me from a Mazda dealer because they can't work on it.
We were at does this sound all right?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay. We were in Las Vegas last week.
Yeah, you got to put it a little closer, but it sounds great.
In the drugstores, I can actually hear it going in and out.
Now it is, yeah. I think it's in that mic there, not in the heads, not in the cord. I think it's in that flex right there. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
The Walgreens, the Walmarts, all through Las Vegas, the shelves. I don't want to say
they empty, but they were kind of
way low. I couldn't believe it. Some products you couldn't find. So, Sweet and Low, for example, you realize the last 2 times we went to buy Sweet and Low for Doc, you can't find it.
I use it too. Hey, listen, really, but what can we blame that on? Why now? I mean, I thought things were getting back to normal. Why now are we having some problems? David, let's talk about small claims court. Go ahead. What do you need to know, David? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Tom. I need to know, how do I file a lien against the estate then and not the beneficiary?
All right, we're going to talk about that, okay, because this is important. The first problem is this. You have documentation saying that you did work. Is that right?
No, I paid a shop to fix it, and I paid for it with my credit card.
All right, you paid for repairs where?
At a shop, at a mechanic shop.
Okay, and what was being repaired? Whose car?
It was my ex-mother-in-law's.
Okay, hold on. You paid for car repairs for ex-mother-in-law. Was she your ex-mother-in-law when you paid for them?
Yes.
Okay, and you offered to do this as a favor, and how much did you spend?
$1,500.
Okay, and what was the understanding? Was this a gift, or was she going to pay you back?
She was going to pay me back when she was on a fixed income.
Okay, well, how was she going to pay you back?
Well, she tried to give me $20 every now and then. I said, no, you don't have it.
Okay, so then, hold on. So then did you waive the debt or what? Now, I'm trying to establish some kind of memorialization of this agreement, some kind of evidence.
She said, okay, well, what? She was 80 plus. So she said, when I die, her house worth $480,000.
And she said, when I die, I'm going to pay you back the $1,500 when they sell my house.
Correct.
Did she put that in her will?
I don't think she did, but she gave me a piece of paper.
And what does it say? What does the hold on, David? What does the paper say?
It said the 3 beneficiaries named, which were her kids, pay David $1,500 for fixing. And she wrote the type of car and the whole 9 yards.
David, hold on. How did she write this if it wasn't in a will? Did she give you a letter? What did she give you?
It could be called a letter. It was just on a piece of paper.
I understand that. So what? And it says what exactly? Do you have it in front of you?
I don't have it in front of me, but it says pay David just $1,500 for fixing my car.
Right.
And then it has the 3 beneficiaries' names. But it's not notarized, and I just want to know
But David, you're not telling me enough. You say it says David gave me $1,500 for fixing my car. Okay, so what? And then it has the 3 beneficiaries' names. But does it say, I hereby want him paid back from my estate? What does it say?
It doesn't say from my estate, but it says the 3 names of her kids to pay me back. I want him paid back for fixing my car on this date.
Okay, and but she can't make 3 people pay you back unless she says, I want these people to pay you back from the proceeds of my house.
Okay, well, it doesn't say from the proceeds of my house, so that might be a problem.
Okay, does it say this? And I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm just talking about practicality. David, do you understand that if I die and I say, I want Mark and I want Jeff and I want Deputy Doc to pay off my bill, they don't have to pay off my bill. I mean, you can't just indebt somebody because you say it. There's got to be a connection. In other words, if she said to the following beneficiaries, I am leaving you this money, and out of it, I want him paid from it, but she can't just take her bill and dump it on them.
Okay, well, that's why I called you, to find out whether it'd be worth it.
But I don't want you to, no, I don't want you to take what I'm saying right now. I want to see the agreement, and we'll have our attorney look at it.
Okay, what do I do? Email. I got more proof than that. I got the repair bill. I got proof that I paid it with my Visa card.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. Where's the car?
Her son took it.
I think you might be able to put a lien on that car.
Okay.
Now, hold on a sec. You paid for that repair how long ago?
It was in September of 2020, and then she died about 2 months ago.
He can't put a lien on that now, can he? No.
That's too old.
Too old. Sorry, man. Look, I don't think, David, I don't think you got a good case here. Unless there's just the proof that you paid is not proof that she owes.
Okay.
Now, if you had it in a will or in some kind of document that could be construed as a living will, or excuse me, a last request or something from her estate, it all depends on how that document is written. The fact that you can prove it doesn't mean anything. You got to go farther than that. You got to show that she wanted money taken out of her estate.
Well, and he also said he's got the credit card bill and he's got the repair bill. Was that repair done under her name or under your name?
It was done under her name and address, and then the copy of the credit card receipt is mine.
Okay.
In my name.
Okay. Well, I don't see much you could do. And again, I mean, that was very nice of you to do it. You could always ask the beneficiaries. You could always ask them to just pay you back. Have you, by the way, David, have you actually asked them?
Yeah, I did ask them, and they said, no, sorry, we don't remember it. And
all right. I'd like
when it happened, they all called me and said thanks.
All right. By the way, I would like to get Blake Harris on BlakeHarrisLaw.com for that one question. I do have a question for him on somebody being a personal representative and that fund refusing to give her statements. 303-713-8255. Century RV, new and used RVs. And they're paying extraordinary deals on trade-ins. They'll even buy your used RV. They have a beautiful facility they're building up at I-25 and exit 240. But until they build it, they're still there doing business, and they're giving you extraordinary deals on new and used RVs. Century RV, 303-453-1111.
Get ready to travel again at the Denver Travel and Adventure Show. Discover thousands of vacation options from around the world and plan your next trip. 2 days only, April 30th and May 1st at the Colorado Convention Center. Buy discounted tickets now at travel shows.
You know, it's crazy. They sold the house for $400,000. They won't even chip in $500 to pay this guy off.
I mean, makes people do stupid shit, man. People get greedy after
they get so greedy. People get so greedy.
Right now, with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word secure to 9898.
$500 a piece.
What is it? Rescue Radio.
How to protect your savings
yes,
with gold.
for the password.
So text the word secure to 98.
I think it's the number one, and capital R, capital R.
Approval Reverse Mortgage is one of the mortgage companies we highly recommend for reverse loans. Joan Sullivan and her team will take good care of you. You can ask your questions and get the counseling you need to make a wise decision. If you want to tap the equity in your home without paying tax on it and without ever being upside down in it, you can do that with a monthly payment maybe you get, or a line of credit, or maybe a lump sum. ApprovalReverse.com, 303-771-3528. FixMyHome.com is synonymous with fixing my furnace or my AC or my plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, drains, all of it. FixMyHome.com, the company I have come to my home, you can too. And they have an extraordinary deal where they want to take care of your AC before the heat comes. So if you do have a problem, you can take care of it. And they will go through the entire thing with an extreme clean and adjustment for just $39. FixMyHome.com. Fix it 24/7. And you want that done because with supply chain problems you've just heard about, you don't want to have to be waiting for a part in extreme heat. Get it done before that. Right now, $39, 720-526-3939, FixMyHome.com. Simply Floors says it all. That's the name of the company, so you know what they do, right? Duh, Simply Floors. They do carpeting of all kinds, all price ranges. They do luxury vinyl tile, only the best there, and they do hardwoods. Whether it's a laminate, which is like a hardwood look, or they do veneers, engineered floors with that 1/4 inch of hardwood above. They can pick the best floor for you. You let them help you with their design consultants free of charge. Also, best installers, best prices, best financing. Make your own appointment at simplyfloorsinc.com.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness? Modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs.
This is Deputy Doc's favorite spot.
Against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage is
just pick it. Why do you need to pick?
Plumbing.
Just put that thing way up there.
There you go. Saline in one nostril.
You don't need Navage.
Back of the nose where germs can get trapped and multiply. And then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage, who knows healthy life.
Get smarter with smart money moves at a special time this weekend only. Saturday morning at 6. Want to get financially smarter, get out of debt, have a secure retirement income for life? That's
Jesus.
Smart Money Moves at its special time this Saturday.
Did you hear Sean Penn last night on Sean Hannity? You know what? Sean Penn is no dummy. He was there doing a documentary by coincidence.
On Ukraine, right?
By coincidence, right when the war broke out. And man, you should hear him talk about Russia and say, how can we let that happen when we have invaded? He named other places we've invaded for lesser, or intervened for lesser. Why is that? We went into Iraq. You know why we went into Iraq and all those? Kuwait. Why the fuck we interfere with Kuwait? Because of oil. Not people, oil. This is way more tragic than what they did in Kuwait.
But, Tom, we knew that by going into Kuwait, it was going to be a regional conflict. If you start a war with Russia, it can get into a global...
Okay, do you want to hear what he said on that?
Yeah.
If you don't stop them, it's giving them horsepower. They're going to keep moving.
I think you're wrong. I think they realize...
Well, I didn't say that.
They realize that one small country is giving them fits. They do not want to take on NATO. NATO would obliterate Russia, and Putin knows that. There's no chance that he's going to do anything to a NATO country. 30 countries, including the U.S., against Russia would be annihilation.
How about against Russia and China?
China's not going to go into it.
In Iran. You get Iran in there, you get...
you'd get all our enemies.
Yeah, you'd get everybody.
But if one small country can give the Russian army fits,
No,
you know what the
but
NATO
they're going to
countries-
have allies. You think it's Russia against everyone. You're negating the fact that Russia will have allies.
but they will not be able to stand up to 30 NATO countries. It would be a bloodbath for them.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Let me go to Blake Harris right now, kind enough to join us. Blake Harris, attorney at law. We don't have the consumer on, but I know the issue. Blake Harris, we have a woman who is the personal representative of her dad, who died at the tender age of 100. He left behind 4 kids. Those siblings are supposed to share equally in Vanguard funds. Well, she contends that they're not dividing the funds up equally and that Vanguard screwed up. Now, we talked to an investment attorney who told her what to do as far as that goes. But as far as her access to records, Vanguard is saying the fact that you're a personal representative doesn't give you the right to see his accounts.
So there must have been a beneficiary designation on this account, in which case it is outside of probate, and the personal representative does not have a right to see.
Oh, hold on, Blake. There was a beneficiary designation. Are you saying it takes it away from probate?
If it's got a beneficiary designation, it is a non-probate asset and none of the business of the personal representative.
Wow. Well, then, how would 4 children of the guy that died get access to his financial records?
Well, they can provide a death certificate, and if they are beneficiaries on the account, then they will receive a portion of that inheritance. That account.
But they can't receive statements on the account.
If there's a beneficiary that leaves it to them, then they should be able to get the statement. If there's no beneficiary, then they would not.
Okay, here's the situation. There is a beneficiary designation for each of the funds. And it's the same exact designation for each of the funds. 4 of those funds were not divided equally according to her. She's the personal representative. Now, you just said, and I agree, if something is outside probate, probate does not dictate what happens. But as a personal representative or an heir, if all 4 of them want to see not the beneficiary designation, but the actual account, because they think there's some hanky-panky going on, how do they get to see it?
I mean, the other option would be perhaps the personal representative to get a court order telling the Fidelity or whoever the bank is that this information is part of the case. And if you get a court order, then the banks will hand it over. But otherwise, it's not standard for the banks to hand over information to probate.
Wow. So that's interesting. That's interesting. So I'm wondering, if I had an account and I have a beneficiary, and I do have accounts with beneficiaries, and they're outside of probate, should I make a note? Is there a way to let the investment houses know that I would want my people to see records so they don't screw them over?
The investment houses, the financial institutions are not real accommodating to unique requests. I mean, you kind of got to fit in their box typically. You can try, but I don't know that it's going to do.
So then this is a case where having a beneficiary designation did not serve the estate.
No, I mean, what could have been done is leave it all to the trust, and there'll be a lot more transparency.
If it was all left to a trust, that would not be done in a beneficiary designation, or it would be?
Well, it can be done with a beneficiary designation, or it can be, the account can be retitled into the trust while somebody's still alive. You can 2 ways to get an account into a trust: beneficiary designation and retitling.
If it was titled in the trust, a revocable trust, and the person dies, the trustee would have total access to all the records.
Correct. It'd be a seamless transaction.
That, to me, sounds like the best form.
That, to me, sounds like the best form as well.
You know, Blake, I just learned something very important, and I hope people are listening. And that is, if you keep something out of probate, it could have a twin-edged effect, a twin-edged sword. It's good if you want to keep it out of probate, but it's bad if you want to use your power as a personal representative.
Correct. I mean, in some cases, probate is kind of a safety net to make sure family members aren't doing anything improper. But if you just put it to the trust, then the trust would have all the records, and as long as family's getting along, you're not going to have any issues with court, and you'll still have all the access to all the records.
All right. Now, Blake, they're not coming for you, are they? I just heard some sirens where you are, but anyway.
Not this time.
Okay.
Place, but not
BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. For any and all of your questions, you know what we say. You can ask him your questions, and then if you hire him, that's when he starts charging you. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Okay. Mike's got a comment on Teslas. Go ahead, Mike. What's your comment?
Yes, Tom. There's an 800 number that you can dial. It's to petition Congress to block Elon Musk from producing the driverless Tesla electric car.
Why would we want to do that?
You forget this is Mike, super liberal.
Who in their right mind would want to risk being involved in a collision and being incinerated by a lithium-ion battery when it explodes?
Lithium-ion batteries don't explode, by the way, on collision.
One of the cars hit a tree in Houston in the last 2 years. The battery exploded. It looked like it had been hit by a drone missile. They found 2 charred bodies in the back seat, and there was no evidence that anybody was behind the wheel.
So are you against Teslas altogether, all electric cars, or just Teslas?
The concept of electric cars has been with us since the Titanic sank.
I'm just asking you if you are against all electric cars.
No.
Okay, what are you against? Lithium-ion batteries?
Yes.
And why?
Because they explode.
Then every phone out there should be gone. Every bike, every electric bike, every electric scooter.
People carry the phones in their pocket, and the batteries explode, and they have second and third degree burns on their legs.
So what's the alternative to lithium-ion batteries?
A battery that won't explode. A battery that's safer.
There was a fire in Boulder last week, I think, started by one of those batteries. A drone crashed.
Anyway, it says here, ignore the hype. Now, I'm looking this up, that spontaneous explosions or fires upon impact with Teslas are extremely rare. Now, I don't know the credibility, by the way, of this. I'm looking it up. I just happened to look this up. And they say if you go by actual stats, they're almost non-existent.
But anyway, the ad ran on Channel 7 on Tuesday, April 19th at 10:24 p.m., and I only caught 3 digits of the phone number. It was 555. I don't know the rest of the 800 number.
What was the number for?
It's to petition Congress to block Elon Musk from producing the Tesla driverless electric car.
Well, why don't you just ban all electric driverless cars? Why Musk's? Why him? Is there something you don't like about Musk?
I have nothing for or against him.
Okay. So why not then petition Congress to block all electric car self-drivers?
Well, that would be up to the individual choice.
But why Musk? You're all for banning Musk and his cars, but why not all of them?
He's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
No, I don't get his point is all I'm saying. I just don't get it.
You remember who he is, don't you? He's a fucking nut.
Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Discover.
Minor slowing on southbound I-25 between I-70 and Spear. The rest of your I-25 drive is looking terrific right now with no I-25.
I know it is already because they called up and they said, to me, you heard it.
What?
I think I copied you. They said, we take deposits. Why are you saying no money down?
Oh, make sure you say no money down first.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
And then the other one said, wait a minute. Somebody called us saying you don't take money down.
So they do take money down.
The other one does.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that. I
didn't know they take a deposit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prices soaring at the pump, Discover has your back with cashback. Use Discover to
He got him kicked off of that.
Gas stations and Target now through June on up to $1,500 in purchases when you activate. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/rewards.
Garage Kings, floor coverings, GarageKings.com, polyaspartic coatings, lifetime warranty on materials and labor, and no money down ever. They say they have the guaranteed lowest price, serving Pueblo to Colorado Springs, veteran-owned and operated, with military discounts for both commercial and residential floors in your garage. You can also do your driveways, your aprons, your walkways. GarageKings.com. They did Mark's Garage. 720-252-07. I'm sorry. Hold on. 720-252-0370. 720-252-0370. You know, when I talk about businesses and I talk about people behind the business, it's synonymous. I can't talk about a great business without talking about a great person, or a great person without talking about their great business. And that's how it is with many of my businesses on referralist.com, especially Frank Duran. As a person, you will not do better. You will love to call him your friend. And if he lists your home, you will never have a better experience. And he can show you by stats how he sells for more money and shorter amount of time than most of the market. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
When you're sick, injured, or experiencing an urgent medical problem, the last thing you want to do is leave your home to find care.
Okay, you're all.
You don't have to, because Dispatch Health brings the power of the hospital to the comfort of your home. That's right. Receive same-day, high-quality care from expertly trained medical professionals in the comfort and privacy of your home. Just call or click, and Dispatch Health comes to you, able to treat common to complex issues, including infections, flu, pneumonia, migraines, dehydration, UTIs, COPD, COVID-19, and much more. It's really that simple. Go to dispatchhealth.com to learn more. And now, Dispatch Health has advanced capabilities to deliver IV fluids and even take x-rays in the home. It's really that powerful. Plus, they're affordable and in-network with most health insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So the next time you're sick or injured, stay home, stay safe, and let Dispatch Health come to you.
You know, you guys keep hearing me talk about Blue Sky CBD, and I can only say that my experience using these products has just kept getting better and better. I also know hundreds and hundreds of you that have tried it and feel the same way because I see the feedback. I hear about it. I met with the owners, and they share some interesting info on the latest batch of their Max Relief Balms and how they tested at 2,700 milligrams. That's basically for me extra 200 milligrams. And this stuff has been really good for my aches and pains. And believe me, and I've talked about them, I've got plenty. Also, I wanted to let you know that if you use promo code KOA/KHELP as a one-time code, please also feel free to use promo code DAVE for 30% off your next order.
What the fuck is wrong with that commercial?
They're providing you with the highest quality available at a lower cost per milligram than the run-of-the-mill stuff you're going to find at big box stores. And for the entire month of April, you get free shipping on all orders. For more information, go to bluesky-cbd.com. Blue Sky CBD.
see.
Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. As the country bounces back from COVID and mask mandates are lifted, your business needs a lift too. Promote your company right here, right now. Radio ads connect with 93% of Americans every week. That's more than Google, more than Facebook, more than TV. In fact, radio reaches 20% more millennials than TV. Want more of the people you want to talk to all in one place? Visit iHeartAdvertising.com and get AM and FM working for you. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Eligible 20 years old or older, then I'm sure you store at sale or gift store. And we said it. Your campus is overwhelming. Period. Where do you begin? How do you get an insurance company? Henry Hilton will walk you through the entire procedure headache-free. And save you 10 to 50% off all roofing history, including support roofing from OC, Elway, and EuroShield. For information and restrictions, visit HeyHilton.com and HeyHilton.com.
Hey, Mario Courtney Lopez. Here we know life's moments are definitely better together.
And Smart Mouth mouthwash gives us the confidence to always be ready to make the most of these moments.
Whether in studio, on the red carpet, or around the house, having the confidence to get close is amazing.
Our lives are better together with Smart Mouth. Just 2 rinses a day means fresh breath for 24 hours.
Find it at your favorite drug, grocery, or supercenter store, or save 20% at smartmouth.com/radio.
One-day treatment, life-changing results. Before and Care.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. You can get through right now. We do have one open line. We'll always tell you when one's open.
Yes. Okay, so listen. I've been talking to people about appreciation of used cars and depreciation of new cars and appreciation of new cars. And in other words, this. Never at a time have you had a time where there is actually a time right now where used cars can sell for more than new cars because the dealers are not allowed to mark up the new cars as much as they can the used cars with some manufacturers. Now, as I said, there's some manufacturers that do not limit the markup. Mercedes, for example, they are literally marking up some cars, not just G-Wagons, but some other cars. They're marking them up by 100,000 or more. 100,000 or more. Now, with Corvettes, and you know what? We should ask Suze, we should ask one of our people, or just somebody we know about vet pricing. We should ask maybe Rolly if he's around.
Or Rod Greer, JFR Cars, does he do those?
But he doesn't do new ones. Oh. He's not. See, what I meant was a franchise dealer. I want to know if they are limited, because here's what I was told. That Chevy frowns on marking up those Corvettes too much. So they can actually mark up used cars as much as they want because Chevy can't tell them what to do on used cars. So I've heard from more than one person who's been able to trade in his 1-year-old Corvette on a brand new one with no exchange of money. Now think about that. And if things keep this way, he'll be able to do it every year. A new Corvette every year for no money. Now that's almost hard to believe. Noel, go ahead. What's going on with you, Noel?
Hey, Tom. And I heard it today, but for the past couple of weeks, I've been hearing a squeak on your show.
A squeak?
And yeah, and
I hear it
too
now.
Does my mic?
It's been doing it forever.
When I move it or when I talk?
I don't know.
Hold on. Let's see if you hear it now. Mark, seriously, when do you hear it? When I'm talking or moving?
I hear it probably 10 times a show for the last.
Like, does it go squeak? I mean, is it when I move?
Squeak.
It's this. It's not when I'm moving this. It's not that squeak, right? What do you think it is, Shannon? Have you heard it? Shannon, have you heard it?
Oh, can you not see what I'm doing with the microphone? It's up and down. Go up and down.
I'm going up and down. Is that it?
It's a little squeak like a mouse.
Okay, hold on.
Like your dinger.
No, thanks. Yeah. Like my what?
We need some WD-40.
Like my what?
Yeah, get
Dinger.
WD-40.
Oh, jeez. Hey, Noel, is that what you called the Tellus?
It's been driving him crazy, Tom.
I'm going to make a concerted effort not to touch the mic.
It just needs some WD-40.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do that. Thank you. Diane wants... Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Suze, get line 4. I picked it up by mistake. Diane... yeah, I picked up line 4. They're going to be confused. I put them on hold immediately. Okay, Diane, there you are. What's going on, Diane?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Thank you for taking my call this morning. I appreciate it. My fiance listens to your program regularly. He recommended that I should speak with you, and I appreciate you taking it today.
Okay.
I'm having a little challenge with one of the major dealerships here in the Littleton, Colorado area.
What's the problem?
Well, we have a dealership down here that services exclusively Ford vehicles. On the 21st of December, I took my daughter's Ford F-150.
Now, when you say exclusively Ford vehicles, is it a repair shop or is it a dealership?
It's a dealership.
Who is it? Who is it?
It's Phil Long Ford. Sir.
Okay, so in the Springs.
No, actually, it's in Denver, Colorado.
Okay, Phil Long Ford. And what did they do wrong?
Well, so on the 21st of December, I went through their quick lube service to have my daughter's oil change. She's a fourth year in vet med school. She was home for 2 days. We had a very short period of time.
And this was in December.
December 21st of 21.
Okay, got it.
Took it through quick lube. When we brought the vehicle out, which happened to be on December, we got the vehicle out. She reported on the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, that she was seeing oil leaking out the bottom of her vehicle. We'd never had any problems with this car, to be honest, with an oil change, et cetera. What it appeared had happened is that the radiator had actually overheated the line of fuel, and such the overflow was going into the motor and cracked the engine block.
No, wait. We got to connect some dots here. Jeff, do you understand what she's saying? So you had an oil change, and then she saw oil leaking, and then tell me about the coolant then. What about the overheating part?
Yeah, what we learned is it wasn't actually oil that was leaking onto the floor of the garage.
Oh.
It was coolant.
I see. And why was coolant leaking?
Well, we don't know. What we suspect was that it was overfilled.
What was What was overfilled?
The radiator, when they were refueling, not only the oil change, but it's a lube oil filter. So they're topping off fluids as well as...
lube oil filter and topping off of fluids. Now,
right.
When you, so you surmise that they overfilled coolant, which caused it to do what?
What I understood to happen is that the coolant flowed into the engine block and cracked the block.
Doesn't do that from overfilling. Nope, can't do it. It has to. In other words, okay, Jeff, you talk. You're the expert.
I'd be more inclined to say it went the other way around.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. Listen, I hate to tell you this because I don't want to burst your balloon, and I know you have a theory to get them to pay for it, but I have to tell you something. I'm not saying they didn't.
I've already paid for 100%.
Well, I'm not saying, or you want them to reimburse it or something, but I don't want to say I'm on their side. I'm not. But I'm not saying they couldn't have done something wrong. But your scenario, listen to this. If they overfilled the coolant, they're going to have an expansion tank, and that expansion tank has a drain, and nothing would cause it to crack a head that would then cause it to leak into oil. It just wouldn't happen. Now, what could have happened, Jeff?
Yeah, you could have had a minor fracture inside that block or something.
But how did that happen?
It could be a manufacturing flaw.
Well, let's go one step further. Could anything have been done by them that caused it?
Nothing that I could think of.
With an oil change. What if they overfilled it with oil?
If they overfilled it to the point where you actually started getting oil up into the chamber, you could. But you're going to have other running issues before that happens.
Now, was it having any drivability issues?
None. Zero.
After the change, I mean.
Yeah, so before the change, none. After the change, yes.
What kind of drivability? What kind of drivability?
Okay, so my daughter noticed that her engine was missing.
Okay, I think they could have overfilled it with oil. Hold on. Just hold on. Let's explore.
This is the search for the bad guy right now. But
if she's already had the work done, all the evidence is gone.
What are they overfilling, Jeff?
Oil.
But she thought it was overfilling the animal.
When you overfill oil, can it cause a frothing too, which dry,
you can cause
which
it
starve? How does that happen? I've never understood how overfilling hurts it.
You literally are getting oil in areas where, okay.
Because
you got
the crank.
You've got the crank, so yeah, they're turning. But now let's say you get it up into the cylinder. Okay, so now you actually...
Will that oil actually go up?
You can get up in there. You can build enough pressure.
But don't the rings keep it from...
You'll have enough pressure at that point. Because, fluid, water, you can't technically compress it according to automotive use. So it will break.
You stand before the new signature
Any fluid. Well, yeah, that hydraulic fluid is oil, and that fucking lifts things, like giant things.
Technically, a fluid can be compressed, but not in automotive.
You know what? Retirement's a big deal. And that's when you want to make sure you have enough money. MyMoneyMyWay.com is a website dedicated to helping you have money in retirement and money through your life with some of the plans. Now, what I want you to do is check them out because there are people I know and trust. One is overfunding life insurance for a tax-free account. Another one is buying an annuity, either by the month while you're growing into retirement or in a lump sum. Find out more. Really, MyMoneyMyWay.com. I say ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan because really, lenders say ideal, but they don't mean it. Ideal means it. They'll let you pick your own term. They'll also work on your credit, even though you're approved, to even get you better pricing. They'll also give you the interest rate guarantee, so if rates go down just 0.75%, they refinance you free of charge. And by the way, this is a 2-year guarantee every time you close. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next ideal home loan. What is the pick your own term loan? It's exactly what it says. You don't have to go back to 15 or 30. So you see, they do have options that make your loans ideal. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
The Tanner Gun Show proudly supports the Second Amendment and the Don't Take My Guns movement this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Arapahoe County Fairgrounds. You won't find a bigger or better
They overfilled the oil to this point, the busted the block. It's looking like this been a misfire and some few drips on the ground. She would have had major issues before that. 10 days later.
Before you buy. Get your guns while you still can. At the Tanner Gun Show in Aurora. It's available at the door or get them online at TannerGunShow.com.
So he's saying there's no. So you're saying there's no passwords on these, huh? These IPs?
So anybody can just dial it in. That's so weird, huh?
Yeah, but the board has to bring it up.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that firmware won't let anybody. Yeah, you can't.
No, I bet I could use this to connect to the fan.
Yeah, because they have a Comrex.
That's what well, who doesn't have it? It's the standard. Every sports broadcaster has this exact unit. Isn't that fucking crazy?
What is that thing, Mark, that you...
It's basically a studio.
It's our remote unit. Oh, hold on. You need my board, right? You need the board?
Yeah. I don't need it today, but I need it. I need it Monday.
Well, I'm here. I'm going to the house with the kids this weekend, so I'll be able to grab that shit.
So you spend a lot of time with the doctors and nurses.
Okay, now, just for the fuck of it, I'll do the show remotely from the studio.
Go in the office.
Really? That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. You should really try it from home.
I will try it from home. I'm just seeing if I got my connection set up. I'm going to come in on one.
always getting a lot of help from Children's Hospital Colorado, but they
Okay.
by participating in the
Jeff,
2022 multi-million
the search for the bad guy is going on right now. The search for the bad guy. And what could have happened? Maybe overfilling with oil? How often does that really happen?
Someone might be using
Particularly at some of the quick loop places, it happens more often than you would think.
I often wonder how they do fill it. Do they have a dial where they set the number of quarts?
They're supposed to, yeah.
And then they're just meters it.
Yeah, but then they're also supposed to check that stick.
Someone's using one. And if it is overfilled, you drain it.
Mm-hmm.
Are there some engines, the overhead won't cause a problem, right? Is it the overhead cam that doesn't cause a problem? Or isn't there a type of engine that overfilling would hurt?
No, not really. I mean, they have fluid levels for a reason. I mean, all of them can get damaged. So it depends on how overfull you are. You would have to be substantially overfull in order to break.
Is the crank always in the oil on the bottom? Or there's never an overhead crank, only an overhead cam.
Overhead cams, yeah.
But not overhead crank. Oh, and if you don't have an overhead cam, is the cam next to the crank?
No.
What's the opposite of an overhead cam?
Just a conventional cam.
Where's where?
They're actually underneath. So you've got
underneath. Where? So the crank is here. Where's the cam?
It is below the intake manifold by the head. And then depends on.
But that's high too, though, right? Relative to the crank.
Right. So instead of having push rods and whatnot, the crank runs directly off of.
Okay. So like off the lobes.
Right.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We're trying to figure out how this engine would be damaged if it was running perfectly. They take it into a quick lube and then it breaks down. How long after did it break down? That is the really important thing. Now, Diane, how many miles after do you think this happened?
You know, Tom, let me just give you the real problem at hand. I had Phil Long replace the engine. The engine was not replaced correctly, and now I've got a vehicle that resides in Manhattan, Kansas, with a Ford dealership.
My God, you have two problems. First and foremost, they could have been the one responsible, and you didn't even get your glory or your satisfaction there. Now you pay, you bite the bullet, and it's not even done correctly. I was going back to the original problem. You're not even calling about the original problem. But by the way, what did they do wrong in the replacement?
Well, the engine was a recharged engine because you cannot get a brand new Ford.
You mean a remanufactured engine?
Yeah, they call it recharged, but yes, it's remanufactured.
They do call them recharged. Never heard that expression, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah, they put the engine in. I picked up the vehicle and drove it to Manhattan, Kansas for my daughter, and this was on January 10th. And by the time we got to town and out of town, nearly back on the road another hour, the serpentine cable had broken. The mechanic in Manhattan identified 15 problems within the engine. Not only did they not put it back in correctly, they didn't fix it to the...
Now, you have actual documentation that it was not done properly.
Yeah, I do.
How many miles after replacement did this happen?
Maybe 10 miles. We had the car sitting for a month waiting for the engine man.
Wait a minute.
When
Phil Long did it here, and it happened in Manhattan, Kansas. That's more than 10 miles.
Yeah, it's basically 7 hours of drive time that it took me to get there.
Got it. Hey, listen. What does Phil Long say about it, for goodness sakes? I mean, if you have documentation saying it was done wrong, what do they say about it?
They won't return the call to the dealership in Manhattan, Kansas.
Oh, come on. They won't even return a call.
Nope, not the service director, not the service manager I worked with. They won't return any calls. It's all documented in the email. We've got all the information.
Hold on. Did you talk to Phil Long?
I've talked to Phil Long until I'm practically blue in the face. They won't return my calls either.
Okay, hold on, Diane. How much did you spend? How much did you spend for this original repair?
$13,721.44.
And these a-holes won't give you the decency of a callback? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
No. You know what? They at least should talk to you, for God's sakes.
Well, they told me I had an end-to-end, 100% warranty, end-to-end on this engine. I could go to
do we have anybody at Phil Long? Do we know anyone at Phil Long? This is BS. This is crap.
Four names over there.
This is Diane. What, are you kidding me? Who wants to? Who should
all.
we give this to right now? Who's loaded down? Let's give it to. Why don't you dole that out? Okay. Well, listen, we need to get a hold of them. This is ridiculous. I mean, come on. You're not even bitching about the first one. You're
no.
My God. Okay. If you have a warranty on this, why are they not responding?
What they the dealership in Manhattan surmises, now we don't know this for fact, is that when there's faulty repair work done, Ford won't guarantee the engine because the dealership didn't do the job correctly.
Well, it doesn't matter. The dealership has to do it.
Correct. Yeah, correct. And of course, the firm in Manhattan is willing to repair this whole thing and ready to let me take it off the floor. And I said, you've got to get paid. I don't want to take the car off from you. You guys have been 100%.
I don't see how Phil Long in Denver gets out of this one.
Well, it's not the only vehicle that's happened. Apparently, if you go out to Yelp and look at the reviews now after the fact, you'll see there's quite a few unhappy customers with similar problems.
We're going to take this on. Hold on. Yep, you got screwed. Now, Donald, hang on the line. We'll take your call. And anyone else at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, or you can call 303-MARTINO.
Man, that pisses me off.
Didn't Phil Long's son take over the dealership and he's out of it now?
I don't know. Phil Long himself isn't around. Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, if you're looking to trade in, go to the Sharpest Ride, best customer service in town. Get more info at thesharpestdrive.com.
Phil Long is ghosting.
Call the professionals at Water Pros. These guys are veterans and family-owned and are dedicated to providing affordable solutions to your water problem needs. You can get water softeners starting at $2,195 installed at waterpros.net. Visit waterpros.net and sign up for a free consultation.
Yes, dear.
Are you here?
Oh, good. I'm so...
Okay, thanks. Bye. Tommy, I have Randy from Purifoy coming on at the top of the hour for Corvette talk. Okay?
Randy.
ABC News, I'm Phil Limbaugh. Another $800 million worth of U.S. weapons are headed to Ukraine. ABC News Chief Global Affairs Correspondent Martha Raddatz.
The Pentagon believes the next few weeks in Ukraine are critical as Russia tries to take the Donbass region. That is why they're rushing in those weapons, those howitzers, more than 70 of them on the way, are long-range artillery weapons that hurl a 100-pound round of steel explosives.
No public outrage. Philadelphia is lifting its indoor mask mandate after less than a week. But Los Angeles is once again requiring masks on public transit. It all comes as 35 states are reporting a rise in COVID cases of more than 10%. The New York Times releasing an audio recording of what Republican House Leader Kevin McCarthy emphatically denied, that following the attack on the U.S. Capitol, he told top Republicans that he would urge the then-President Trump to resign. This is ABC News.
So, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you I have never, ever had a vehicle drive as well as this one. It just blows my fucking mind. Wow. Holy shit. And fast, motherfucker.
Put your foot into it this morning, huh?
No, I just tried it once last night. I'm not going to put my foot into it too much. And it also has this stupid thing that you can adjust the outside sound of the engine.
What?
Why would you want to do that?
If you want to make it louder, you can.
Oh, I guess with all the,
It has quiet mode. It has sport mode for outside noise.
Right. Going full stealth mode so you can sneak outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Offering $100 million for the most promising ways to cut carbon dioxide in the atmosphere by pulling it out of the air. 15 initial winners will get $1 million each. Phil Limbaugh, ABC News.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents. Don't you just love the smell of old books?
This is the library.
Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but it's non-fiction.
It really does devour literature.
Easy.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes.
Pizza's here.
Wow. Oh. Didn't know she ordered pizza today.
They have the Windows PC and tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Call our advisor today at 877-ASK-BELL. That's 877-ASK-BELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Silverleaf Mortgage is a place that I know and trust for reverse loans, and you can too. They're good people, and they have a heart for seniors. If you're looking into reverse loans, silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. They do have a nonprofit foundation that can help you even do some repairs and fix up your house to get ready for an appraisal, get a higher appraisal in special circumstances for people in need. Silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. Let's talk. I'm going to bring up Purefoy Chevrolet because we have a question. Did you give him a hint on the questions, Suze? Good. This is Randy at Purefoy Chevrolet. Now, Randy,
yes.
We heard, and no, I don't hear. I actually know a guy who had a 1-year-old Corvette, a 2021, or it's whatever it is, it's 1-year-old, and it has 3,000 miles, and he is trading it to the dealer straight across for a new one, a year newer.
Okay.
And he said to the dealer, this sounds too good to be true. The dealer said, well, we can actually mark up the used ones more than we can the new ones and make more profit on them.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes. Well, yes and no. I mean, there are some dealers who are marking up the new ones, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 over MSRP also. But Chevy put a letter out to the dealer saying, we don't want you to do that anymore, or we'll cut your allocations. But
that's what I heard. So they are. See, that's a stand-up company, actually, to do that. Because Mercedes, on the other hand, are letting dealers mark up cars $100,000.
Wow.
I swear to God. I can tell you actual examples of a $100,000 markup. Now, on a Corvette, I believe it would bring $20,000 more than invoice.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, people are paying it, that's for sure. I mean, they're extremely hard to get a C8. I mean, the production's been way down, and there's long waiting lists, and yeah, people are willing to pay that amount of money, sure.
So Chevy put out a letter and said, if you do it, we're cutting your allocation. We don't want to have that. We don't want to do it. So truly then, you guys could possibly make more money on a used Corvette.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's no doubt in it. Even the C7s, the generation before this car, are bringing a lot more money than they used to also. The used car market itself is kind of screwy.
Now, is the C8 completely different than the 7, right? That's a body change and everything, right?
Oh, yeah, completely different. It's a rear-engine car, or they call it a mid-engine car rather than the motor being up front.
Now, on the C8, what is the new MSRP loaded?
Probably a loaded one would be right around $88,000 to $90,000 if it wasn't a convertible, and a convertible adds about $6,500 to that.
Do you know, in the sports car world or high-performance world, that's inexpensive because it beats the pants off of the competition.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great car.
Now, what about the outlook then? Are we to expect Chevy dealers to sell them at MSRP?
Well, I don't know. So once we get a vehicle from Chevrolet, we can actually do anything we want to with it. I mean, we buy it from them.
Right.
So they don't own that vehicle
No,
anymore.
I understand that, but they can hurt your future allotment.
They could. They could certainly try and they could cut down our allocations. They do have the ability to do that. Whether or not they will uphold it, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Now,
I know there's still people selling them for way over MSRP.
What is Purefoy doing with Corvettes?
We sell them at MSRP. We always have, Tom, and we always will.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably why my list is so long. But we always have done that, and we'll never do anything other than that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the time, man. I do.
Yeah.
And that's Purefoy Chevrolet at Fort Lupton, well worth the drive. He said there's a list, though. There's a list, and as you expect it to be, 303-713-8255. Donald, what's going on with Macy's? How can we help you?
Well, I was gotten by scammers, and they had me buy 8 $500 gift certificates at Macy's.
Okay, I want to explain this to people when he says that, because this happens to a lot of people. And what he means is this. They call you and they say somehow you owe money, or you won money, or you need money and you need to get gift cards.
Grandkids in jail.
Or your grandkids in jail or whatever. There's all kinds of scams to get money. But the form of payment they want is gift cards. They want gift cards because they're pretty much untraceable once you give them the number and they cash it in. So, Donald, what was the scam that they ran by you to make you get gift cards? What did they say?
You're going to not believe this, but I don't remember.
Okay. So you went out and bought how many gift cards?
I bought 8 $500 gift cards.
Wow.
Okay. Now, you bought 8 of them, and what happened?
Well, I realized it was a scam, and I called the police.
That's good. So how did you realize it was a scam?
My daughter told me.
And you called police. What police did you call?
Arapahoe County Sheriff.
Oh, that's nice. And what did they do?
They came over to the house, and they looked at all of the cards that I bought. 3 of them were in use. The other had not started yet, so they put they closed it.
They actually did it. That is really nice. You know, I am shocked that deputies showed up, or detectives, to help you with a civil case like this, which is, of course, civil fraud, and it's actually criminal fraud. But they helped you stop payment on how many of those cards? 5?
5.
Okay, so, and when you stopped payment, did they talk to Macy's?
Yes, they did. And they told me that Macy's would be giving me the money back in 2 weeks or so. And they would be coming back one by one.
Right.
I have never heard from Macy's. I financed it through credit card. The bank is still after me, and they have not heard from Macy's. So I'm out an extra $2,500. I don't know what to do about it.
Now, so in addition to the how much were the 3 that they cashed?
They were all $500.
So that's 50. Those 3 represent a $1,500 loss. And now, who else is after you?
Well, the bank is, because I charged it, and I'm not paying it. And
are you on a fixed income?
Yes, I'm retired.
What kind of assets do you have? And I'm asking this for a reason.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
I own my own apartment.
Okay.
I don't drive, so I don't have a car.
Okay, and then you get Social Security. How much do you get each month?
I get about $1,900 from Social Security, and about $1,200 from my retirement plan.
You need to do a bankruptcy.
Well, I don't even know if he needs to do that.
Because they can't take anything from it.
They can't take Social Security if he does it right.
Right.
And they can't take his pension if he does it right.
Donald, you may need to do something drastic on this, and we can probably get Gigi Wink to consult you. But the other thing is, we need to get your money back from Macy's.
I don't see it as a Macy's issue.
No. The 5 that were stopped.
Oh, definitely.
He should get a refund.
Macy's needs to refund him.
Yeah, for those 5.
Yeah.
But the other fees amount to how much altogether? Not counting the $1,500 they cashed. How much are all your fees?
Well, it's an extra $1,500 for the ones that were in use.
Yeah, plus what about the others?
There's no extra fees for them.
No, I'm asking this, sir. You just told us the banks are after you.
Correct.
For what?
Well, they're giving me, just the only one that so far is a $25 late payment.
Okay. All right. Hold on, and we need to get someone to call Macy's for him. Okay, we're gonna call Macy's and try to help you out here, sir.
That's just sad.
How did Macy's get involved? I was working on something else.
There's nothing they can do to this guy but bug their shit out.
But does it?
What's that, Mark?
There's nothing anybody can do to this guy but bug the shit out of him. And the problem with that is, these
But I thought he
collectors-
said they were coming after him for thousands. They're not.
No, he said the bank's coming after him, but yeah.
But they're not.
For $25.
Christie's Sports Patio Days.
He's just got, here's the problem, man. The collectors start calling him. They might okey doke him into giving him another credit card.
Outdoor furniture, grills, and accessories. Christie's Sports.
He might be better off not having any credit cards. How's that?
Hold on one second.
Patio furniture.
Got it.
Patio Days is for a limited time, April 20th to May 8th. Visit a Christie's Sports showroom today for patio furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
Perhaps the most important education you're going to have, consumer education, is what a public adjuster does. A public adjuster works for you to make sure that you're made whole by your insurance company, because with every claim, the insurance company looks to cut you as much as they can and give you the least amount of money. Public adjusters try to get you the most amount of money. Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado is one of those firms we endorse. Joel and his team will take a free look at any of your claims right now to see if you're treated fairly. And if they say they can help you, you'll get way more money with them than you can ever on yourself, by yourself, for a small contingency fee. 720-715-0000. 720-715-0000 or coclaims.com. O'Brien Legal Services is a legal firm for real estate. He's a lawyer that can take care of your real estate problems. And I'm telling you, you should call him for any real estate deals, even routine real estate deals, commercial or residential, or, of course, if there's any conflict whatsoever with neighbors, lot lines, adverse possession, whatever, olslaw.com, 720-370-7388. I have IV therapy about every 3 weeks from RockyMountainIVMedics.com. They come to my home or they come to my office and even in the studio because I believe in IV therapy for dehydration, vitamin deficiencies, or just getting over the flu or whatever it is, general health. They'll do it. They have medical professionals that come to your house, and you don't pay any more than you would in an IV bar. You can call or text for same-day appointments, 720-987-2155, 720-987-2155.
You worked your...
So, Macy's is just the vehicle, just the gift card. Right. But they were refunded.
So he had $2,500 refunded.
Not refunded. They were canceled by the sheriff's department and somebody at Macy's.
Yeah, and then the sheriff's department said, Macy's will be in touch with you to get your money back. And he said he hadn't heard from Macy's.
How long ago did that happen?
I don't remember.
You know, God, people get scammed every
day.
Doc, do you get a lot of calls on the gift card thing?
Absolutely. And we try and tell people in our magazine, don't pay for anything with gift cards.
Now,
gift cards are for gifts.
When you work at that line, are you guys do stuff like we do? Do you call the third? No. You're not allowed to?
Well, most of the time it's like this. There's nothing we can do. We get so many calls.
But when there is something you can do.
I do. I've referred a couple of people here so we can do it.
But are you guys allowed?
Yeah.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package.
But I would say 90% of the calls are things that we can't control. They're computer scams. And there's no way of getting in touch with them.
God, do you feel sorry for people?
I do. Another guy, 69-year-old guy, was sending money to Jennifer Nettles, who I never heard of. But apparently she's have you heard of her? She's a country western star. And he's convinced that this 48-year-old country western star
wants to love on him.
And he's sending her money. So I said, her name was Todd. Todd, look in the mirror. Do you really think that a 48-year-old country western star is going to want to go out with you? And what the fuck do you think he needs your money for?
Yeah. How much had he sent her?
$2,000.
Oh, really?
I said, I don't care how big your dick is. She doesn't want to hang out with you. Look in the fucking mirror and get a grasp on reality.
And right now, save 45% off any order. Just use code radio at checkout. Blindster.com.
That's the second one. A couple weeks ago, I had a woman who was convinced that Paul Simon needed some money to get his band back to the States.
Oh, come on.
I swear. She was convinced that the Paul Simon was going to come back and...
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. Michelle, you have a question. Go ahead, Michelle. What's going on?
Hey, yeah, I just want to find out on the reverse mortgages. I'm interested in getting one, but I've had a lot of problems with mortgage companies, which I can't stand them. So I thought I would just ask, how does reverse mortgage work?
You know, when I say they're not for everyone, I'll explain that. Okay. You have to have a substantial amount of equity for it to matter. And also, you don't really want to leave a lot of the equity to a kid because it will eat up a lot of equity. It won't eat up all of it, but it will eat up a lot of it. And here's how. Do you have a home? Okay. You have a home, right?
Yes, I have a condo and I don't own anything on it at all.
Okay. How much is that condo realistically worth in this market?
$350.
Okay. How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 65.
Okay. So let's say you can borrow from that $150,000.
Okay.
The amount might be a little more or a little less. I'm just taking a guess. So let's say the amount you're approved for a reverse loan, because they won't let you go much beyond 50% unless you're really old. So so let's say then you borrow $150,000, right? Now you can take that in any form you want. You can have a line of credit, and you won't be charged for it, except for the origination fee and all that, and that's built in. And that's a few grand. You won't be charged unless you pull money out. So let's say now you want to go on vacation or you want to use money. You take $5,000 out. So now you take $5,000 out of your reverse loan. You're not going to have payment. You're not going to have payments on it, but it will accrue interest. So so that $5,000, let's say at the end of the year, you owe $5,000 plus interest. Now that $5,000 plus interest will establish a new balance. So let's say your interest, and I'm going to shoot high here, is 5%. So let's say now you at the end of the year you owe $52.50. You took out $5,000, and now you owe $52.50. So for the following year, that $52.50 will accrue another 5% interest. So you are actually paying, the interest is compounding. So that $250 in interest gets added to your balance, and now you're paying 5% on the $52.50. Now, let's say you want to pay it down. You can. Or you leave it that way, and it keeps accruing. Let's say you need another $10,000 somewhere. Now so let's say you accrued interest and now you take out 10 and now you owe 16 grand altogether. That 16 grand will accrue interest. So it accrues against the value of your home. And when you get to the point where you've borrowed every dime you have coming, you can live there for 100 years and it can accrue twice as much as the house is worth. It doesn't usually, but it could, and you wouldn't owe anything except the house. You will never be in debt more than the house, so you will never be upside down. So at your death, your home goes to the reverse loan company, or if there's equity, your heirs sell it and can keep the leftover.
Oh, okay. So they could sell it, or could your heirs pay it off if they wanted to?
But they have to pay it off if they want to sell it. They have to pay it off and then keep the profit, just like you would any loan. When you sell a house, you pay off the loan and keep the profit. But listen, this is really important. There could be rare circumstances. It's rare because you're only borrowing up to 50, at the very top 60% of your house. It's rare that that loan will go beyond the true value of that house. Most of the time, there will be something left over. But let's say there's not. Your family may not want to buy it because you may owe $300,000 and your house may only be worth $200,000.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
But they're not forced to pay it off. It's their choice. Just like it's your choice. Let's say you want to move to Miami or whatever, Florida or Arizona.
Right.
Okay. And you go to sell your house. If it's worth more than the loan balance, you can put money in your pocket. If it's worth less than the loan balance, you say to the reverse loan people, it's been nice knowing you, I'm moving. But you don't get any money.
Okay.
So there's
I see.
Okay, now, during the term of the loan, you don't have any payments, but you do have to keep up with your insurance and your taxes, like any loan.
Okay. Okay. Now, Tom, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I have a condo that I rent out as well. Is it better to do it on that type of condo or the one that
You're not allowed to use a reverse loan for an income property.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Now,
so
we have
not that bad then if that's something you want to do.
We have some wonderful reverse lenders you can call. Do you have a computer? Can you go to referralist.com?
Yes, I can.
Look for reverse loans there. And they're all good people. They're all good people. You have a real estate question, Paul. What is it? Hi, Paul.
Oh, sorry, Tom. Yes, I have my son. He sold his house approximately a year ago in June.
Yes.
I'm asking a question to him.
Yeah.
The question is, how long does he have to? That money he earned from the house. How long does he have before he has to reinvest that before he gets penalties or whatever?
Big misunderstanding because of the way things used to be. So here's what I want to say. First, is your son married?
Yeah.
Or do they file joint tax returns?
Yes.
And was it their primary residence?
It was his primary. He bought the house, then he got married.
When he got married,
so it's in his name only.
That doesn't matter if it's in his name only. Okay. I'm asking this. Okay. When he got married, did his wife move in with him?
Yes.
And have they lived together there for 2 years?
Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah, 2 years.
Well, it better be 2 years. If it's not 2 years, there's a problem, okay? So... Okay, so if he sells his house, when did he sell his house? How long had he lived in there before he sold it?
3 years.
Okay, it's his primary residence. Let's say for argument, here's the difference, okay? If it's only his primary residence, he gets to exempt $250,000 of gain. If it's both of their primary residence, then they get to exempt $500,000 of gain. What is a gain? A gain is your basis in the house. That means what you paid for it plus any permanent improvements. So, what did he pay for it?
He paid approximately $350,000.
Okay, so he bought it for $350,000. Did he put any kind of improvements into it?
No, I mean other than sidewalk and landscaping. That's about it.
Okay, well that is part of it. How much did that cost him?
About $2,000.
Okay, so let's say his basis is $352,000. Plus, did he pay commissions when he sold it?
I believe he did, yes.
Okay, well, you have to take his real profit and figure out what it is. You add your basis, your purchase price, your improvements, and your commissions. Okay? What's his basis?
Okay. Excuse me? I didn't catch that.
Well, okay, how much did he sell it for?
I think it was like $4.25.
Okay, so let's say, just for argument's sake, I don't know if this is accurate, but let's say he made $50,000.
Okay.
All right. That would be he would, if he paid $350,000 and sold it for $400,000, and all he did was the $350,000 and no improvements, no commissions, nothing. Then he would have, if he sold it for $400,000 and he bought it for $350,000, what would his gain be?
About $48,000.
It would be $50,000. Yeah, 48 with that extra $2,000. You're right. You're right. So once you figure out how much his gain is, he gets to exclude up to $250,000 of that as a single taxpayer, or $500,000 as married. Okay? So if it's both their, so he's not going to come close to making that much profit.
No way.
So there's not going to be a tax implication, no matter how long he keeps the money. And here is the misunderstanding. If there is $1 million in profit and you get to exclude $500,000, you pay tax on the other $500,000, even if you buy another house. It doesn't matter. You do not get away with capital gains by buying another house.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, and the reason you asked the question the way you did is because that's the way it used to be. If you bought another house and you put your gain into the new house, you would not have capital gains. You would have deferred them. That no longer is the case. There is a straight exclusion of $250,000 or $500,000.
This is Denver.
People still
don't understand it. Yeah. And such a simple concept.
All the time.
I mean, but it's so simple. You just forget about the 250. It doesn't exist.
But the biggest mistake is the $15,000 gift. Right. Even my mother-in-law said, well, I can't give more than $15,000 away. Yes, you can. You can give $1 million away and no one pays income tax on it. Well, you've already paid on it.
Right.
And then sunshine and 62 with a high on Monday. A mix of sun and clouds through next week. Highs inching back.
It's after-tax dollars.
Right now it's 81 with your impact traffic and weather. I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630. K-How.
If your company needs to spring into efficient hiring, then check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Joe Lazar is a criminal defense attorney. And I say this whenever I do his commercial. I hope you never need him. But you know what? The sad fact is, some people do need a defense attorney, especially with a DUI. You may not think of it as a crime. It is. Plus a motor vehicle infraction, and Joe Lazar can handle them both. He can also handle any other serious crime or minor offense. Don't ever try to do it alone. Joe Lazara, free initial consultations, and then flat rate pricing. Call him, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Look him up on referralist.com, Joe Lazara. You heard Blake Harris-Law on the show. Why? Because we believe in what he does. He is an estate planner, and he has a lot of knowledge. And when we have people with estate problems, we call him, and you can too. He doesn't charge you for the answers. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Really, free legal advice. He'll only charge you flat rates when you hire him for what you hire him for, and those rates are quoted up front. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Frank Duran, TheRealEstateMan.com. For anything you need real estate related, buying or selling, and he'll do a free market analysis for the asking because he wants to show you what your house will sell for when he takes over. Now, that doesn't mean you have to list with him, but he'll give you stats to prove it. Frank Duran, TheRealEstateMan.com, 303-920-1622.
The final deadline in the Children's Hospital, Colorado.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, so I talked to the dealership that's working on it, and I've already given the approval.
You are wonderful. Thank you so much. We always know there's two sides to every story, so I'm going to give you guys props, and thank you so much for taking care of that.
Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing was
that was one call,
1800s
and she's getting her motor repaired.
Isn't it?
Really?
Yep.
Like cleaning your
Deputy
nose.
Doc.
Let's get her back on, Doc.
All right.
Don't say it until Suzanne has her up.
Okay.
Surprise her. Do you think she knows?
I know, but
Let's hope she doesn't.
With Navage. Navage isn't medicine. It's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to its very
Hey,
back
Doc,
nose
you're missing the
where
Navage
it
commercial.
multiply, and then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
House Bill 1233 proposes a dangerous change in eye care and is being pushed by special interests in the Colorado legislature. This bill gives eye surgery privileges to optometrists who are not medical doctors or surgeons.
What's that, sir?
My pad.
Don't know.
Yeah, I think when you ran out, talked to that guy.
If the law were changed, optometrists should be required.
Oh, this one's not unlocked, motherfucker.
The same as for ophthalmologists, who are medical doctors and trained surgeons. However, the same poll shows 96% of registered voters have not heard anything from their state legislators about this dangerous bill.
Be the tech geek on the road, man.
What's that? Tell your
When it gets off,
surgeons.
got Comrex box.
He can handle that. That Comrex is good.
Now he's looking at.
Right? It's not complicated, right, Mark?
No, man. No, it's fucking sweet. What I'll do, though, is I'll connect it to that other board. It'll give me just a little more control.
Okay.
And maybe that phone will come in handy just to fuck around with.
The one I have at home.
No, yeah, bring me the box you have in. No, not the phone you have at home, but that box you can plug a phone into.
Yeah.
That would be cool if I could actually bring my office phone and get that to work too. That'd be fucking crazy.
Well, why don't you play with it? I'll get that box for you. When are you leaving?
We're out here a week from Saturday.
Okay, then I'll bring everything tomorrow on Monday.
Yeah. And I'm going to bring this home.
Or if I go out flying with Bonnie, I'll put it in helicopter.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you swiped right, honey.
How could I resist? You're so cute. And you said you love Triple J armory in your body.
It's pretty fucking sweet, man.
You realize I've never driven one. Well, I did once. Most of the time I drop it.
Drop what?
I said I only drove to your house once.
but I've been there several times. But I've only driven there once.
No, that's not true.
I drove there only once for your party.
3 times.
Driven 3 times?
Yeah, Addie's grad, Miles grad.
Oh, okay.
And you and Steph came over for dinner one time.
Oh, okay. I forgot all about this.
Hey, Tom, talk to
But you've landed there more than driven.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Diane, we got great news. First of all, let's recap the problem. Diane called, very frustrated. Diane called and said, I went to Phil Long, December 21st, 2021, for a quick oil change and fluid check. Later saw something leaking, turned out to be coolant. The engine was ruined, but they wouldn't take responsibility, so I paid $13,700 to have it replaced. Now, that alone would have pissed me off, but she ate it. She bit the bullet. She paid $13,700, and they replaced the engine. Now, she went on a drive, on a trip, and it broke down. The engine's bad. Why? The dealer that has it says Phil Long did not do it properly. And then they started ghosting her. All right, what happened?
Diane, I made one call to Steve Martindale, who you said was not returning your calls. He told me he didn't know anything about it, but he would research it. He called back 15 minutes later and said he spoke to the dealer Max Motors in Manhattan, and Phil Longford is going to pay for the repair, all the repairs and cost of the engine.
Hot damn!
And the cost of the engine?
Well, no, the $2,600.
No, to get it back up and running. Yeah, let's
pay for the repairs.
Now, as far as the original problem, that's water under the bridge. You already, had you contacted us before you went ahead and paid for that repair, we might have been able to do something. But to prove that they did something wrong during an oil change that caused a crack in the head would be impossible.
Now, you give Marty that dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. What are you going to give Doc?
Well, I'll give him, first of all, let's put it, okay, Marty definitely gets the Calvary because he's very powerful that way, and he's earned it. Deputy Doc, let's put it this way.
Well,
how about this? Here's
you know what I like?
Here's Deputy Doc. Ready? Hey, remember that one? I like that. That's good. And, of course, the dinger. And listen, I love using my dinger on a Friday. Okay, there you go. So, listen, you let us know how it goes, Diane, okay?
Yeah, I got a call from the dealership, Max Motors in Manhattan, Kansas, by the way, which is a wonderful, wonderful dealership. I'd recommend them to anyone.
Yeah?
And they just updated me that Phil Longford will be paying in full with a credit card as soon as the work is completed.
Wonderful.
I'll have keys back as soon as we can confirm the credit card is active and in good standing.
So we add that to our total. Thank you, Deputy Doc.
We've got to give props. Steve,
give Phil Long props. He said he didn't know about it.
As soon as he knew about it, he took care of it.
Okay. Well, good. Now, I have, a sound effect for Deputy Smarty Pants, which is this one. Now I have one for Deputy Doc. Here we go. Now we need one for Deputy Dollar.
Well, let him get off his butt and do something.
Yeah.
Ching, ching, ching.
Let's see. What should we call Deputy Dollar here? Hold on. Maybe. Hold on. How about this one? Okay. Jeff?
Tom, I got to tell you, I think the applause meter is much better than your dinger.
I like them both. Yeah. I mean, it does a man good when his dinger gets applause. You do them both. All right. Now, 303-713-8255. Let's go back to our calls and solve more problems. Jamie? Jamie, what's going on, Jamie?
Yes, I am.
What's happening?
Hi, how are you?
What's going on? How do we help you?
So, kind of have a long battle of a case going on with a bank, previous employer, and I've been doing the business for about 23 years as a self-sourced loan officer. I generate my own business.
Oh, so you so you're a loan officer and then you sell the loans?
No, I'm just an originator, and I work for specific banks or lenders.
Oh, I get it. So you help process the loans?
No, I actually structure them and originate them.
Well, when you say originate them, you get them from wholesalers, right?
Just my clients, my book of business, referral partners, realtors.
Where do you get the actual funding, the money? Where do you get the money?
The bank that I work for. So I have one specific bank that hires me, and then I agree to send all of my book of business through them.
I got you, bro. I got what you're saying. So when you say you're an originator, how does that – I'm just curious more than anything. I'm not trying to argue with you. How does that differ from a processor?
So processors more on operations side. They don't really necessarily have a license. They call it an NMLS license to allow them to.
They're not a loan officer.
Correct. They can't lock a rate. They can't talk about certain things about the file. They just help process it through to the underwriter, and the underwriter makes that decision.
All right.
Yep.
So what can we do to help you?
So I'm kind of in a weird situation, and I just don't know what to think about. I was been in this business for over 20-some years, and like I said before, I've built this book of business of friends, family, referral partners over the years. So when I get hired by a bank, they retain me. They agree to pay me a certain amount per month on volume. To generate business, I don't get any leads or business from these banks. I bring it all to them.
Okay, so what is going on? How can we help you?
So I'm in this. I got fired from this bank because they said I sent a confidential borrower information to another bank, but they wouldn't let me explain why. In this business,
tell us why. I'm curious.
So the reason why I did it is because the borrower just refinanced with me with this bank on a primary residence, and then the next day, which I didn't know this at the time, he signed a purchase contract for another house to buy as a primary residence. Well, he just closed a refinance with an FHA loan with us, and it says in there's an affidavit occupancy form that he signs.
And it says that that's going to be his primary, right?
Correct.
So did he lied basically? He committed fraud on the application.
Yeah, and I would say occupancy borrower fraud because basically he's trying to get.
I know, but then I don't know how that translates into you sharing his information. Hold on a second, we'll come back to it.
Now,
he's got no leg to stand on. They can discontinue his business anytime. Unfortunately.
I know. That's why I don't know where he's going with it.
We have a crash on Sheridan at 24th on the west side of Sloan's Lake.
Did you break the headphones there, Mr.
No, I didn't do a very good job of it. It won't get back together. A little broken property, it wouldn't have gone back together.
All across northern Colorado, though, the high up to 85. Scattered showers over the weekend, highs in the upper 50s. Then sunny and 62 degrees on Monday. Mixed sun and clouds.
It's been a while since I spilled.
Right now it's
That is rich.
Come on, it hasn't been.
Oh man. I guess everybody's definition of a while could be different.
I think it was last week you just had to clean up.
Hey, I guess that's pretty good.
We want.
Hey, let's talk about American Restoration, who will
be the people that you call with an insult to your property. You know, fire, flood, mold, asbestos, pipe breaks, insurance things, meth labs, unattended death, crime. We call them restoration companies because they really come and first they mitigate the damage. They stop it, keep it from spreading, and then they restore in some cases. And here's the problem. Most of them are liars, cheats, and rip-offs, and they rip off your insurance company, and you end up holding the bag because they pay only once. That's right. And if you hire the wrong company, it's on you. So American Restoration is the right company. They have all the certifications from EPA, good, honest folks working hard, knowledgeable, with experience. They work with all major insurance. They'll work with your public adjuster. AmRest 247.com, 8337-AMREST. You can trust them. They do a great job. American Restoration, 24/7, 8337-AMREST. You know who else you can trust to do a good job? ColoradoPainCare.com. You have my word on it. You have my experience on it because I've used them. And they've come through for me every time. Now, I wish that I never injure myself again, but that's not going to happen because I'm active. But I know they're there, and truly, they do have both short-term and long-range solutions. ColoradoPainCare.com. Clinic hours from 7 to 7. 303-GOT-PAIN.
How long will this bull market last?
Now, what fantasy was Mark's?
We want truth in broadcasting. Because last week you
spilled
spilled
last
it.
week. I didn't spill it.
Yes, you did.
Where?
Right there. You spilled your coffee last week.
I mean, I'd even argue that he did spill twice last week.
Mark, you're going to get a sippy cup. Guys, you don't follow the biblical advice of not to keep account of injury.
You know, you guys keep hearing me talk about Blue Sky CBD, and I can only say that my experience...
We call that getting our popcorn out.
...just kept getting better and better. I also know hundreds and hundreds of you that have tried it and feel the same way, because I see the feedback. I hear about it. I met with the owners.
All right, how much are
these info on the latest batch of their Max
this pain is hanging on just enough to be miserable.
Extra 200 milligrams. This stuff has been really good for my aches and pains.
Just enough to give me miserable.
I've got plenty. Also,
so Mark, these seat massages. I don't have a one button. I have to go into the screen and find it. Is that how you have to buy it, or do you have a button that activates it?
I got either you touch screen it, or there's one button.
I don't have one button.
I bet you have a button.
Now, here's something that's cool. You know
did your blinkers turn the cameras on? I hit your blinkers and I didn't see cameras.
Yeah, I deactivated it. Oh, okay. Yeah, only because it was a fucking distraction to me for a while, but maybe that's just because...
Oh, I love it.
Okay. You can activate those. So... It told me to keep my eyes on the road, to keep in the lane.
I know, because it's watching you. If you look right above your speedometer cluster,
I know.
Right above, there's two fucking little eyeballs staring at you.
So
you can see them at night.
There was one other thing, though, I wanted to ask you about. They have 10 buttons underneath the radio.
All programmable.
Yes. You have those?
Not only that, all the ones on our doors and shit are all programmable.
So these 10 buttons, you can have them do anything on.
Well, now if it's watching to see where you're connected, what happens when you're wearing sunglasses?
Well, it's judging it on more than just your eyeballs.
Okay. Oh, Mark, I wanted to tell you about the internal sense. This is what I wanted to tell you. So if I'm sitting in the seat, and I don't have to touch anything, but I reach down here to start doing my seat, the directions for it says seat comfort, and it tells you what the controls are. Or if I reach over here, it switches, the monitor switches to what that is. So it knows, if I go up there, it switches and shows me that. I said, how the fuck does it know where I am?
And I'm sure it also remembers your seat settings.
Oh, yeah. It's not just a seat setting anymore.
Profiles.
It's a full profile to everything. Like if you like your car at 70 degrees, if you like your seat warmer on at under 50, I mean, it remembers anything you tell it to remember.
Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower
response to the vaccine. But I like the sensor part where everything you touch.
Oh, we figured out how to move ours around now. How to make it park itself and shit. So that's pretty cool.
So what do you have to do?
You got to hold the power. First, in order to start it remotely, even if it's locked, you got to hit the power button first. Then you hold the thing for about 3 seconds. And then, if you're within a certain distance, probably Bluetooth, probably like 20, 30 feet, then you can make it go backwards, forwards, and turn. It's a little scary, man.
It won't just come automatically.
I don't think so. No.
It has to.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't it?
I don't know.
It comes to the phone.
It scared the shit out of me just backing it up, man. I had the button, and there was a car behind it, and I'm going, is it enough to stop? So I just stopped it and got in. I would feel so stupid if I crashed into
Hi, Tom Martino, you know your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Sean has a follow-up. I'm trying to picture this original problem that Sean had.
Gregorio's restaurant.
Yeah, what was it, though? Hey, Sean, tell us what the original problem was.
He didn't pay me for my...
Oh!
He wasn't paying me for my work that I did.
You're right. Now I remember. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
A year ago. It's been a year.
Oh! They didn't... And what happened? I remember. He was a jerk, too. What happened?
Well, I got the state approved the workman's comp, or workman... What is it?
The unemployment claim.
Yes, yes. Anyways, they awarded me, I won the case, $4,700, so I've been trying to collect.
And is this and is this Greg Abeda?
Yes. Yes.
You were awarded $4,100.
$4,700, yes.
So did you get the money?
No, I haven't. I kept going to court about it. He never showed up. Finally, we had court on this past Wednesday. They said if he didn't show up, he was going to get arrested for contempt of court. Well, he showed up, and he filed bankruptcy. So now I need to see if there's anything
hold
I can
on.
do.
He showed up, but you ended up getting nothing.
Well, he filed bankruptcy. The courts are making sure that he did file, so they're giving him 14 days.
Yeah, but hold on. I thought employee claims survive bankruptcy.
No.
Are you sure?
I unfortunately am very sure.
And that's what I'm calling to see.
If there's assets, that's a different story. I'm assuming this is a no asset Chapter 7.
Is this scumbag still open?
No. He closed right after.
Yeah, then I think you're out of luck. If it's a no asset bankruptcy, there are no assets to take. That's terrible.
The only way it would be assessed the only thing that could possibly be assessed on him is payroll taxes, if there was payroll taxes owed. But as far as this dude's money, ain't happening.
All right, so we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So engine mode, outside noise.
Yeah.
Your muffler can make high performance noise.
Yeah.
Quiet mode.
It's not your muffler.
What is it?
It's your fucking stereo. You hear it through your speakers.
No, it's outside the car though.
I'm telling you.
No, but it changes. If you stand by the car, it changes the sound.
It's a speaker. It's not
going through your fucking exhaust.
Yeah, Corvettes do the same thing.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it doesn't. What do you think it's doing to the exhaust?
I don't know.
No, it's all fucking. It's all phony baloney. It's all smoke and mirrors.
You could.
So what does it really sound? You heard when you started it up. Was that the real sound then?
I think so. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Chevy started doing that on Camaros and Corvettes years ago, man.
Come on. Speaker? What?
Yeah, it's
under the car or something?
Pretty much in the trunk, wherever the fuck they put it. I don't know where they put it. But you can make it sound like
there's
all
so
kinds
much
of
shit to start breaking down.
No, but that's why that's why I sell them before they're out of warranty.
Oh my!
Can you imagine any of that shit? How much it is? You already know your Mercedes. You said you couldn't go to the dealer for anything for less than $1,000.
$1,500. Where the fuck is my?
He'd go for an oil change.
No, I never spent less than $1,500.
I think he pumped $8,000 into his air conditioner.
Yeah, Tom, I'm calling you.
You got to get rid of that shit. This technology shit. I mean, like, how much do you think the seat massager goes for? It's got to be. They'll first they're going to tell you, well, that's the whole seat. So that you can't just buy the massager.
Right. Yeah.
So they're going to tell you it's going to be $4,000. I'm telling you, you sell that shit before it goes out. It's the bomb, though. You're sitting there driving, you hit the button. You ever had one of those things like one of those chairs where it's like this roller ball goes like this? You're just driving and your ass is moving. You're like this.
He's like, I'm getting my butt massage.
Oh, man, the butt massage is like, it kind of goes up one and then like this. It's like someone's kind of grabbing your ass and moving it. All right, I'm getting rid of your iPhone watch.
What do you mean?
I gotta buy a hotspot, so I'm just gonna use your SIM card.
Yeah, right.
Get rid of that stupid watch.
Before they have a commercial license to fly. Salaries are soaring. And United senior captains now make over 400
I am
grand
still
a year.
worn out from that workout.
America's pilots will retire.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a headache from it. I didn't drink enough fucking water.
You never did.
I wasn't, we've been doing slopes, I wasn't ready for that hot.
Find your phone, Tom?
You know it's hot when you're sweating, like, the first thing you do is you're like laying down in the strange position, and you just sit there for 2 minutes. You do nothing but sit there for 2 minutes.
You're sweating.
I am fucking dripping like I've been running for an hour.
The phone's ringing.
That is so funny.
So this Zero Ghetto Juice is watermelon.
Did we get you the right one?
That's all they had?
Oh.
No. He got me this one. We have regular.
Oh, okay.
We gotta bring
I
our
love
stuff
this one.
in.
This isn't bad. But it would be, on an everyday basis, this would be hard.
Sam's Club's got, I'm telling you, they run out of that more than anything, man. They were down to like 5, so we got another 2 cases. They're fucking cheap. 36. Is it 36 or 45?
36.
36.
$13.
12 something.
Oh, we gotta bring all that stuff in. I don't want that in the trunk.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, I did not finish with Jamie. He was talking about a loan and, being a loan originator, and he got in trouble for working with a guy's finances, and we're going to go back over that, okay? I'm sorry about that, 303-713-8255. You know, when we talk about garage floors, it's important you get the right company. And I love Garage Magic. I love when it's done right. Let's put it that way. Garage Magic, one of those companies that have highly trained employees, a lifetime warranty, and great polyaspartic coverings of all colors, pool decks, sidewalks, garage floors, commercial jobs, whatever. 720-600-HOME. Garage Magic. 720-600-HOME. GarageMagic.com. All right, so let's keep going and talk about whatever is on your mind. And we have Jamie. Now, Jamie is a loan originator. Now, Jamie, you were not an employee. You were an originator, but you only worked through one company primarily. Is that right?
Well, actually, I was an employee. I was W-2'd by the bank. The certain rules and regulations, they've changed it over the years since the market crash, is that we used to be just 1099 originators or brokers or whatever.
Okay, so you were an employee, and he fired you, basically.
Yeah, the bank fired me. It's a national charter bank. I can lend in all 50 states, so they're pretty big. Basically, with the borrower, I talked to a manager. I've had years of experience to know this.
Yeah, but hold on. So hold on. I mean, you got fired, but you're saying he fired you for the wrong reason. Here's the funny part. They don't have to have a reason.
I understand. And I was willing to move away from that and move on. But the plot got thicker. And
like what? What happened?
I went to another bank, and they followed me. And there's a team that I work with.
Now, what do you mean they followed you? What do you mean by that?
So they sent a cease and desist letter.
Oh, wait. Are they trying to enforce a non-compete?
They were trying to enforce that, and also saying that we stole potential clients or borrower information or whatever from them.
Do you have a non-compete in your contract?
No, because I was not a manager.
Well, then they're not trying to enforce a non-compete. They're just saying that you took customers.
Correct, for me, but the rest of our team, we had a couple managers, and they had the non-compete involved in theirs.
Well, they can get that struck down. It's going to be, they have to go to an attorney and get that done. But as far as you're concerned, the issue is they just fired you, right?
Yeah, they fired me based on that.
What do you want?
I'm sorry?
What do you want?
I want to have justice. I mean, basically.
Well, what does that look like to you, Jamie? That's what I'm asking. What do you want? They fired you. What do you want?
A fair trial. Yeah.
There's not going to be a trial. There's no trial when you're fired.
Well, let me explain to you a little further what happened. So they filed suit against us and the bank that we went to. They settled with that bank for a large amount of money.
What did they file? What lawsuit did they file?
They filed a breach of duty of loyalty and civil theft.
Okay. Did they do that against you too?
Yes.
So you have a lawsuit against you right now, or is it the same lawsuit that was against the bank?
Same one. And they basically, I couldn't afford an attorney. I had one in the beginning, and I tried going for
All right, so the other party settled, leaving you the only party left.
Me and another colleague, yes.
Okay, so you were a loan originator, and you were fired, but not just fired, you were sued.
Correct.
And what are they alleging you did? What are you being sued for?
So the file that I was describing that he committed, I told him we can't do it. I referred it out to somebody else. They are claiming I took that information without their permission and sent it to another bank.
Okay, well, that's possible. Now, if you couldn't do it because you knew he was lying, why would you refer it to somebody else?
Well, his dad was a referral partner, and I was trying to help them. He said, I'm under contract. I could lose my earnest money. Can you send me somewhere else? So in a net tangible benefit statement, it says if a loan can't be done, it's our duty as a loan officer with the borrower's permission to send it to somewhere else of their choice.
No, it
within
isn't.
5 business.
Not when you know they're committing fraud. It isn't.
Well, he asked me to send it somewhere. I referred it to somebody else. I never got paid on that. It's in our business, we can send referrals all the time to other colleagues in other banks.
Even if you know the guy's trying to get a loan for a primary residence that's not his.
I told him, I said, you can try it with somebody else, but honestly, I don't know too many people will take it. And I know we can't take it for sure.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what I think or what you think about that part, because that's not why you were fired. You weren't fired for that. What were you fired for? What's the exact reason? No, not what you're fired for. You can be fired for anything. What's the exact reason for the lawsuit? What are they alleging?
So they're alleging the civil, theft and breach due to loyalty. And because I went through this process over a year and a half.
So a breach
now,
of loyalty and civil theft, and technically, on the surface, it does look like you did that because you did not have his permission. Is that right?
Well, I had permission from a regional manager I talked to verbally, yes, but that's all I have.
Okay, the permission to take his file somewhere else?
He just said he's got to go somewhere else.
I get it. Now, when you went, hold on. When you put the file with someone else, was the guy closed?
I'm sorry, say that again.
When you referred his file to someone else, did the someone else close the deal?
They did.
Okay,
they did close it.
So he was not hurt by it. So is he the one claiming civil theft, or is your employer?
My employer. They're saying that I stole that file with a potential client of theirs.
Oh,
and
okay.
And in their contract, they're saying is that whatever goes in their system becomes their property.
It is. It does. It does. I mean, you kind of did, man. I mean, on the surface. I know what you did, and I know why you did it. You were trying to save your company from doing a fraudulent loan. And basically you were saying, hey, go somewhere else. But what you did wrong was taking a confidential file that belonged to your company, and you shared it with another lender who took the business.
Yeah. It's tricky because it's the borrower's information, and they tell me send it somewhere.
But here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know, Jamie. You're saying the borrower gave you permission to do it, right?
Correct.
So the question is, who owns the information? The borrower or the company he submitted it to?
That's the question I want to ask them, because here's the thing, is I think it's the borrower's information. And I think
it is the borrower's information, but once in the computer and printed out, it could be construed as your former employer's information. So here's the thing, Jamie. I want to know this. If they said it was potentially their client, then why didn't you just close the loan with them?
If it was potentially their client, I couldn't, because an underwriter would have denied that file instantly.
Why?
I mean, I even asked.
Why, Jamie? Why?
Because he can't have two primary residents. He didn't.
So
even
why would they have denied it, Jamie? I'm the other side's attorney. Why would they have denied that, Jamie?
Because he closed on a refi on an FHA.
Why? What reason would they have given to deny his loan?
It could be occupancy borrower fraud.
Okay, hold on. Occupancy borrower fraud. So let me get this straight then. You're working for a company, and out of a duty, you would not process it because it reeked of fraud. Yet
it could affect my license.
You made copies of it and aided and abetted a borrower to find another lender to do it.
You know,
Jamie, you can't have it both ways. You keep telling me the reason you didn't process it is because it contained fraudulent information. Then on the other hand, you're telling me, but the borrower and a supervisor said, give it to someone else.
That was my option. It said, you can tell him we can't do it, or you can offer him, say, go somewhere else. And that's what I did.
Jamie,
that's all I did.
Better get an attorney, bro. And it's going to cost you. There's no easy way out of this. They want blood. They want blood for a couple of reasons. They wanted to close that loan.
As a primary residence.
It doesn't matter. They wanted to close the loan, and you took it away from them. Now, if you say you took it away from them because it was fraudulent, you look just as much as a fraud because you just took it somewhere else.
Well, I don't understand how I took it somewhere else when I sent it off to somebody with his permission, said, okay, here you go.
Well,
they closed it,
here's why. Here's why. Because if a guy came to me and wanted to sell me a stolen diamond, and I said, no, we're not going to buy a stolen diamond. Let me refer you to someone else who will.
But I don't think you see what I'm saying here.
I see exactly what. Tell me what I. Jamie, I'm telling you what you're going to encounter right now. So what do I not get? What do I not get?
Let me tell you. So let me tell you this real quick. Is that this isn't the end of the story? Is because we already been in a lawsuit. I have an attorney. It's been a year and a half. They got a civil summary judgment on the civil theft. For me, getting rid of that file because I don't want anything to do with it, because I don't want to affect my license or the bank that I work for and have them fire me possibly if I did send it to
Jamie.
And then I'm in a lawsuit.
You're saying you got rid of that file to protect your company, yet you sent it to another lender. See, that's the part where you're inconsistent. If you truly wanted to protect your company, you would have destroyed the file and told them we're not dealing with you. Instead, you helped them find somebody else. It looks a lot like civil theft to me. Listen, Jamie, you called me for help, and I automatically have a bend toward helping people, and I'm listening to only one side of the story, only one side, and I am concluding that you committed civil theft, and so did the court. Now, why am I doing that? I don't know you. I don't dislike you. I don't know your bank. I don't know your originator, your lending company. You committed civil theft. You took it out of their system, and you gave it to someone else. In your mind, it was to help them, in your mind, because he was committing fraud. But at the same time, you give it to somebody else. So it just doesn't jive. You could have just left it in your system and told them you can't do it. You didn't have to transfer that file because you didn't leave a paper trail to prove that they gave you permission to do it. It looks on the surface as civil theft, and that's why there was a summary judgment. You know in legal language what a summary judgment means? The judge is saying this: there is no irrefutable fact here. That's what the judge is saying. Your attorney told you that, right? A summary judgment, in my opinion, is worse than a jury verdict. You want to know why? Because the judge said this isn't even worth hearing.
And that's the problem, is that I think that you're making it sound like, yes, you helped and abated in civil theft. I have a referral partner that says this guy's under contract to lose earnest money. Can you just help us find another bank that may look at it?
Well, hold on. Will he testify to that fact that he told you that?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Does he still work there?
I never got that chance to do that.
Does he still work there? Does he still work there?
The realtor?
You said you had a referral partner, someone inside the lender.
Oh, no. This is a referral partner who's a realtor.
Nobody cares about that. Now, he can't give you permission to commit theft. So, look, man, I know you don't want to hear this, okay? You got a bad case here, Jamie. You got a bad case. I knew you were hoping I agree. I don't agree. You committed civil theft. That referral partner, an outside party, they can't. How can they possibly be your defense? Well, a realtor told me I could steal it. He told me I could. Your company said you can't.
What does he want now?
He's not going to get. He's fucking had a summary judgment against him.
So
he wants out of the summary judgment. Appeal it. The problem with the summary, you appeal it to the same fucking judge who just did it. Well, you asked for a reconsideration.
Yeah, the best way to get a different judge.
Hey, you need help, and if you need help, Frank Duran will help you with a market valuation of your home, a market analysis, because you want to know what to sell it for. Too many people ask too much for their house because they know it's a hot market. If you go out of the gate too much, you end up having to reduce it, and it shows weakness. Here's what Frank does. He asks a price that he knows will get immediate attention and multiple offers. It's a proprietary strategy that gets more money quicker than anyone else in the neighborhood. At least he showed me dozens of times where this has worked for him, and it'll work for you. You won't find anyone better. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. And speaking of real estate, you're going to need a loan. Ideal Home Loans can get you a loan at today's rates. They may not be the lowest, but they're still lower than a lot of your high-interest debt in case you need to pull cash out. And here's the good part. If you refi now, you can get refied again if rates go down, free of charge. It's the interest rate guarantee. Something else Ideal does is what's called credit optimization. You might be approved, but they still work on your credit. They may say, hey, Tom, pay down this balance by $40, and that alone could put you into a different credit tier to get you better pricing. Find out more, especially about their pre-approval, which is like a cash deal if you're out shopping. It puts you at par with cash buyers. That's Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. 303-867-7000. Now, one thing I want to tell you about is Genesis, because Genesis does more than just great home improvements on the outside of your home, from roofing, siding, windows, doors, decks, painting. They also do solar, and they guarantee that solar system 25 years, all of the components, and even the production is guaranteed that if they don't hit the mark and you don't save what they promised, they write you a check, and that lasts for 25 years. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Get smart with smart money moves at a special time this weekend only. Saturday morning at 6. Want to get financially smarter, get out of debt, have a secure retirement income for life? That's Smart Money Moves at its special time this Saturday at 6 a.m. right here on 630 KL.
Shell drains only get worse. Plumbline Services can help. With 93 are free. If they can't clear your drains for just $93, the call is free, along with a full diagnosis. And Plumbline does all major drain work directly, no third parties. And if you've been need work, get a free second opinion. Turn to the experts. Plumbline Services. Castle Rock to Longmont, earning your trust since 1998. Schedule online. No phone call, no hassle, no wait. PlumlineServices.com.
Running a business comes with pressure. Remote workforces, HR compliance, retaining top talent. You start to feel boxed in. Fortunately, there's Experience.
Oh, shit.
So you put 30 plus years of HR service and technology to work.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Benefit options while letting an HR load.
This is website.
Obstacles. I'm surrounded by people.
I love how none of these are in stock anymore.
What are you looking for, Mark?
Hotspot.
Wait, can't you find them anywhere? I thought they were all over the place.
I thought so too.
They're not?
I'm still looking.
Since 1994, neighbors have received right service, whether it's repairing a small dent or...
Jamie's going to... See, people hate me when I don't go along with them.
It's National J Day. We have Jamie, Jerry, James, and Jennifer. Instead of Car Day, it's J Day.
The only company I trust for gold. We care.
To get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. So text the word secure to 989898.
Research shows that people remember radio ads.
Did Mark Cranack ever? He never came on to talk about it.
So to help you remember.
Did we find him or what? I don't remember.
I don't know what happened that day.
I don't remember either, to be honest.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I don't remember
everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Why did Maseratis ever take off?
They look pretty fucking hot.
Because they're expensive, and people think because they're expensive, they're good.
No, they never took off, I said.
Oh, they started taking off a little. I'm starting to see more and more of them, actually. I think I have an SUV now, too.
That somehow seems like it shouldn't be allowed.
What, the Maserati?
Fuck,
Maserati
and SUV.
Yeah.
Like a Lamborghini minivan.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking the kids to soccer practice.
Jesus, what are these all out of stuff? Maybe it's those chips.
Maybe. What is it?
Those that chip shortage you're always talking about. I wonder if they have anything to do with hotspots.
A very windy Friday ahead with gusts near 50 miles per hour. So we're looking at high fire danger, potentially some blowing gusts. Otherwise,
I was trying to find Doritos the other day. There was a shortage.
I'm Fox 31.
There's a shortage of Doritos.
If your company needs to spring into efficient hiring, then check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract
Come on, a new they're thinking about a new stadium already for how old is the festival?
Can't be very old.
How old is it?
What, 20 years at the most?
At least 20, yeah.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay. I don't know what Jamie wants, but find out because really we really can't help him. If there was a summary judgment and they've concluded, he has to appeal it. Jerry, what is your case, Jerry? What's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
I got a strange one. I was involved in a car accident. I was rear-ended while waiting for a light to change green.
Somebody was texting, I'll bet.
Who knows? But the situation is I hired an attorney 2 years ago to represent me on this, and we only had a deposition done last week.
Who'd you hire?
I don't want to say his name. But
it's hard to help unless you do, but that's okay. I mean, I guess. I mean, what do you want from us?
Well, now he's saying that if I want to take it to trial, he doesn't want to.
Right, because he's a settler, it's called. All he wants to do is threaten people and make some quick money. So who is it? I think we want to know it.
Yeah, I can't say that.
I'll see you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hello, James. Listen, I'm not wasting my time with people that won't help us out, okay? If you have an attorney that's that bad, then forget it. We're not going to help you. I'm sorry, okay? We need to know names because that attorney should be exposed. I was wondering if it was the cadaver. What's he call himself? The cadaver or the bull? The bulldog or whatever. The bull crap.
It wasn't him.
It wasn't him? Okay. Do you know who it was?
I told the guy I wouldn't say it on the air.
Don't say it on the air. Say it in my ear. Say it in my ear. Oh, really? Do we know him, right?
I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's on. I know why. He has a radio show. He's a clown. Okay. Hey, James, what's going on with you? I'm not talking about my friend Dan Kaplis, by the way. I'm not talking. No. I'm not talking about Dan. I'm sorry. Because when I said that, I realized, no, I'm not talking about Dan. It's some schlock show. Okay. Hey, James, what's going on?
Yeah. I don't mean to get upset, you know. It's with the e-toll, you know.
Yeah. What's going on with it?
Okay. I get I caught a double billing this time, you know.
James, what's going on with is this E470?
Yeah. And so they told me there was a glitch, okay? So, I accepted that. Then they told me that this was for the toll that I took on 226. And then now they tell me that I'm going to get a bill for a toll that I did in January. And I told the lady, I said, you guys keep doing this to me, you know?
Well, James, do they have a picture of your car, a photograph?
Yeah. No, it's what I have an issue with, you know, is that they don't seem to bill me on a timely manner, you know? So they told me that, because I had complained to them in December.
So wait a minute. So you're upset that they're not billing you quick enough?
No, they're not billing me on a timely manner.
That means they're not billing you quick enough on a timely manner. You'd rather be billed more quickly.
Well, no, I like to see, I got the bill. I paid the bill for the 226 toll that I took, okay?
Yes.
So they ended up double billing me on that, and they said there was a glitch on that.
I get that. So I get that. Did they credit you for that one?
No, I didn't send the second check that I was about ready to, but then I caught it on my.
All right, so what are we talking about? You're saying they're not billing you in a timely manner. What does that mean to you?
What I mean is like I got billed for I paid the bill for the February toll that I took. Now they told me that I'm going to get a bill for a January toll.
Okay, so James, going back to what I just said where you said, no, that's not it. I am saying you want them to bill you quicker for your tolls.
Yeah, I like so that I know what I was getting,
and I know exactly what you mean. So if you drive through in January, you don't want to get a bill in July.
Yeah, because I complained about that once before.
Well,
because
why aren't they billing you quicker, James? Do you know why?
Yeah, you know what they told me? They said it goes to the motor vehicle.
Well, it does. And you want to know why, James? You can put an end to that by opening an online account.
Yeah, well.
No, James,
cheaper.
James, it's cheaper and better. Instead, what they're doing, here's what they do. They take a picture, then they do a character recognition, then they do a combining. It's a download or something with motor vehicle. Then they get your name and your address, and then they mail it out. That's why that happens, James.
And they bill you instantly.
After that. But it takes weeks to do it. So, James, you have a reasonable request. I know exactly what you mean. I hate getting bills that are too old because you can't check their accuracy, and I just don't like it. You can do away with that by having an account. I did the same thing. I opened an online account, and it's cheaper and better. Try doing that, really. I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, but we're not going to change the way they do things, James. Jennifer, what's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Jennifer.
So in 2020, I filed my taxes, and I filed them with TurboTax.
When did you file them in 2020?
In January.
And you filed in January of 2020 for 2019?
Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, so actually what I did is I'm talking about 2020 taxes.
Right, oh, and you filed them when?
2021.
Okay, got it. All right.
Yeah, and so I filed with TurboTax, and long story short, my return was $600 short. And I've, it's been over a year now. I've been talking to the IRS and to TurboTax. And
yeah, it has been over a year. You filed in January of 2021.
Yes.
And you filed it electronically.
Correct.
And you had a refund coming?
Yes.
Do they acknowledge that you had a refund? And does that refund go directly to your bank account, or does TurboTax take it first?
Well, TurboTax takes part of it first because I elected to have the fees for filing taken out of my return.
A lot of people are going through this, Jennifer, right now because for some reason TurboTax, first of all, it's taking a long time for TurboTax to get through the files and issue the net check because they're taking control of your refund. You, in essence, signed it over to TurboTax.
Right.
With the understanding that you would get what was left over. How much was your refund?
It was $1,000. I'm sorry.
Just roughly.
$1,000, like $1,600.
Okay.
Or no, like $1,800.
How much were your fees?
I believe around $200.
Okay.
I can't find out for sure.
Did you find out? Have you looked to see if the refund had been issued already? Let's first find out whose fault it is. Is it the government or is it TurboTax?
Well, the IRS already confirmed she got the refund.
Well, they confirmed they sent out the refund.
Right.
Okay, so now at least we have a bad guy, and it is TurboTax.
Well, TurboTax is saying it goes to this third party. They're not helping her at all.
So what is TurboTax saying to you?
They say they give me the account number where the money was deposited, and they said it was to a Civista bank. But if you call Civista, they say that it was that Santa Barbara tax group has the money, but there's no way to contact Santa Barbara.
Who is Santa Barbara tax group?
I have no idea. That somebody that works with TurboTax, and TurboTax says that they can't even get a hold of them.
This could be a massive fraud going on. I want you to hold on a second. We're not going to be able to do it today, but I want to get a couple tax experts on.
Okay, thank you, Tom.
I want to get Larson Tax Relief on, and then I also want to get maybe even someone. No, we have to look into this. I wonder if a lot of people are having trouble with the same issue because we have had other complaints. Hold on, and I want to bring you back and explore this. I'm wondering if this Santa Barbara thing is making a lot of money.
This is Denver's talk station with Tom Martino.
I wonder, this could be a massive fraud.
Especially if TurboTax can't even get a hold of them.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right. I think they're probably too lazy.
That's right.
Is TurboTax a physical presence, a brick and mortar like H&R Block?
It's into it.
Excuse me?
It's into it. INTUIT.
Okay, so it's not a physical location.
Well, Intuit has an office.
Oh, okay, so they do have an office.
Up in California.
Oh, but there's not local offices.
No, it's not like an H&R. No.
So you do it online.
It's a technology company.
Right, okay, so you do it online.
Yeah, it's a technology company. Right.
I'm Janessa Rose, 630 KM. If April is showering your company with open job positions, check out Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Sponsor your first job today.
Can you sell tax credits? You can't, can you?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
K&H Home Solutions,
the oldest home improvement company I know of. I'm so proud to represent them. I've known them for many, many years, nearly 40 years, from the original owner to Ted Rowland, the owner right now. And I can tell you this, they have quality materials and they stand by their warranties. And right now you can get new windows, siding, or doors from the company I've trusted for years for 30% off. Just call to preserve your place in line this month, and you're up for 30% off the best windows, soft light, and the best siding, a lifetime of durability, and designer doors from Provia. KHWindows.com, 303-421-7100. You need the help of a public insurance adjuster if you are going to plan to put in an insurance claim for anything to do with your house or business. And that means damages from storms, fires, floods, any insurable loss. The unfortunate fact is you cannot trust your insurance company to treat you fairly. I want you to truly call Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado and let them take a free look at your claim. It's free. And if they say, wait a minute, I think we got something here, that means even if you got an offer from insurance, they will take the case and get you even more money. It's all a free evaluation, even for claims that have been recently closed. Public Insurance Adjuster of Colorado. The website is easy to remember, COClaims.com. That stands for Colorado. COClaims.com, 720-715, all zeros. 720-715-0000.
What's been more?
Mark, I looked it up. Invesco Field opened in 2001.
Yeah, so wow. 20 years.
Yeah.
Really? And it's all new, right, from Mile High?
Yeah.
Or is the field the same?
No, it's totally different structure.
Yeah.
The structure, but what about...
The old one was like one-sided, weird-looking thing.
Did they move it over?
Had like a tower?
No, it's a brand new stadium.
But they moved it, they were working on it.
They worked on it next to Mile High.
That's what I thought.
I saw my first Rockies game there.
In Mile High?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that a trip?
The very first Rockies game I was there, for the very, very, very first ever.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And you remember the first time okay, what happened? The first guy off the bat for the Rockies.
Eric Young hit a
home run. We
Eric
fucking
Young.
went nuts.
Eric Young.
Yeah, we all started saying, World Series. I mean, first guy up to that. I mean, think about this. We are so pumped to be there.
Oh, it was incredible.
He gets up, they pitch it, bam, home run.
I swear to God, we went crazy. It was so, that was like magical that day.
Oh, it was a beautiful day.
The only reason I was there, I'm not a baseball fan.
It was a beautiful day too, you remember? The weather was perfect.
There were tents all over. Oh, God, there was so much going on.
I'm trying to remember the guy that hit that home run, too.
Eric Young.
Eric Young?
Yeah.
What do we call him? EY?
EY.
And who were the other guys back then? Let's see.
Blake Street Monitors?
Yeah. What was the one?
Dante Bichette.
Yeah.
Dante Bichette.
They loved him.
And who was the good batter with? He had pretty long hair. I guess that could be a million people.
Oh God, we had some good people.
Walker.
Larry Walker. And what's his name?
Who wasn't even the catcher? We ended up trading to the Yankees.
Yeah. He was a good guy, man.
Give him an Italian name.
Yeah, that's right. I can't remember now. You're right. He was
Girardi. No. Was he there? Was he the catcher? Was
Giardia. No, that's my.
What's that? Gallegos, the big cat. What was his name?
Andre
Gallegos. Yeah, something like that.
Who was the coach or manager?
Oh God.
Didn't we have a black guy?
That was right around.
Not the first coach.
It wasn't Dusty Baker, was it?
That's when our hockey team was kicking ass too. Didn't we have back-to-back cups right around then?
No, the Avalanche won the cup.
I remember the first.
Yeah.
I remember the first
that was
Stanley
the
Cup.
lineup.
I remember the first Stanley Cup.
You don't mean the first Stanley
Cup. Sakic made the comments. So we're gonna bring a new team.
So you ain't that.
No, for the Avalanche, the first Stanley Cup.
Sakic took heat for his comment about sorry, but we have to bring in a new team to get you Colorado a national champion.
Hey Scott, did you know that they?
I remember where they first got here. Remember where they came from?
Yeah, they did what?
They threw Pat Moore out of Glenmore.
Like,
oh really?
I may have made a mistake. With Gary on line one, the one that wouldn't give me the attorney's name. So when I fielded that call, I was like, who's the attorney? I always try to find out in case someone we know, whatever. He says, I want to say it. I said, oh, you don't have to say it on the air, but I've got to say it here. And he goes, well, what if Tom asks me who it is? I said, just tell him you don't want to say it. So that's probably a little bit my
Oh, man.
And then, so he called back. He's on line one. He's like, what happened? Why did he hang up on me? And I'm like, oh, shoot, hang on a minute. I got to go explain something.
We got to mention it.
So what happened is the attorney said, he said, we're going to go to trial. And then he said, no, we're going to settle. Gary says, I don't want to settle. I want to go to trial. He goes, if you want to go to trial, find another attorney.
That's different.
That's the problem. That's the problem that he's having. The attorney, I said, can an attorney even threaten to drop a case? I thought once they sign with them, they're married.
It's not in his best interest. Well, that is a good. John Fuller could answer that.
I don't know if he can answer it in 10 minutes.
I'm sure he can.
Yeah, see if he'll come on. That is a good question. Like if
it's a good question. Like
I'll
if you
try
think it's
real quick.
Can you use your discretion?
Are you going to go back to him?
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Gary, we'll go back to you. I'm sorry for the disconnection there. Smarty Marty, you have a follow-up? What's going on, Smarty Marty?
Yeah.
Hold on, Bill. Wait. I got to have your theme music. We called in Smarty Marty because the guy's car dropped off a lift, and he said they won't do anything for him. What's going on, Smarty?
Okay, so I have actually two updates. So we have this one, Aaron with Big O, where his car was damaged. It's in process. I'm still in process. I did speak with the manager of Big O. He was quite receptive to my call. He didn't put up any argument. And let's just wait. He's going to allow the owner, to read my email, because I'm big on email.
Yeah.
And I sent them the email with all the details, and he told me he will respond to me and to the consumer within a day or so.
Good.
And I told him if I don't hear back, he's going to hear back from me.
What happened? What was the controversy? If it fell off there, they got to pay to have it repaired.
I think it's because it's such an old car. They thought it was ridiculous, but I don't think so.
What was the issue, though, Marty?
They're arguing over what the damage should be and who should pay for what. So that's what, and I used my influence as much as I could.
Good.
In a positive way. And the other one that's in process is also today. It's the Donald versus Macy's gift cards. And
yeah, the poor guy. Listen, the poor guy. This guy's in trouble. But the money, the ones that were canceled, he should get the money back.
Yeah, that's in the air somewhere, and we both determined, Donald and I both determined, the best course of action at this moment is for Donald to call Macy's, because he has not done that. Call Macy's, find out their fraud department, and explain to them what's going on and see if they're, what they're doing. Because the police aren't going to do anything at this point.
No.
His bank is not going to talk to me.
I'll tell you something, Smarty. He sounds a little off. He didn't even remember what the original call was that prompted him to buy the gift cards.
Yeah, that may be true. No, he told me that somebody called him and prompted him to bid. But he told me he will call Macy's. He's capable of that. I asked him, and he's going to get back to me what the result of the call is. If for some reason he doesn't, I'll do a three-way call with him.
All right.
Hey,
and
Marty,
we'll get it done.
Sometimes these gift cards will not be redeemed. I've had that happen several times. So what he might have to do is purchase something and return the product.
No. He can't. He doesn't even have the cards.
Oh, he doesn't have them anymore?
No, I mean, the cards are canceled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the problem.
I have people calling.
That's a good idea.
They won't refund them.
That's a good idea.
Just when you return the goods. People have called up. They bought the cards, and then someone says, "Don't send the cards in." And then they go to where they bought them and say, "Oh, sorry, we won't redeem them." Right. So you just have to use them and return the product.
Smarty.
Blocking 2 lanes, so expect some delays there. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon. Windy at times. Will cool off to the mid.
Boy, it's been so windy this month.
It's 83.
It sure has.
Yeah, the golfing has been really difficult.
It's been terrible.
Very terrible.
I can't fly in those gusts.
If your company needs to spring into a
Well, I can. It'll just scare the shit out of me.
There you go.
I've had some monstrous drives off the tee. With a 30-mile-an-hour wind behind me.
All right.
I'm hitting the ball further.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Genesis is a name you can trust. Genesis, as the name denotes, from the beginning. Genesis Total Exteriors, that's what they do. They'll get involved from the beginning of your project through the end, whether it be siding or roofing or gutters or windows or doors or decks or painting. They're great with insurance claims. Do you know why? Because they're one company that can do it all and put it on one claim to help with your insurance adjuster, your public insurance adjuster, or your insurance company. You have one source. So they do a lot of insurance work. GenesisTotalExteriors.com for honest home improvements and beautification of your home. 303-679-8509.
There was a furniture store that was affected in this Boulder fire. The funny part about it was there was no flames. It didn't burn down, but the soot got everywhere. Imagine owning an upscale furniture store, and there's soot and ashes and everything everywhere. Well, he calls the insurance company up. The initial offer, listen to this, $500,000. You're going, wow, that's unbelievable. There's no fire damage. It's just cleanup. But thank God that guy listens to the show and has heard us talk about Matt at Paragon Services. He called up Matt. Guess what they ended up getting for cleanup? You ready? It went from $500,000, no joke, to $3 million. You have any issue, residential or commercial, that insurance adjuster you're talking to has one goal, to pay you the least amount of money. You need a public adjuster on your side. That's Matt. He owns Paragon Services. 719-726-0020. The call is free. The information is free. Even looking at your policy is free. 719-726-0020.
Hurting your neck or back can be a serious hit to your happiness and way of life.
What's Navalny or Navalny? Navalny.
I don't know, but CNN, you know how long CNN Plus was on for?
I know. They were having 10,000.
Less than a month.
They were having 10,000 viewers.
Less than a month.
Did you ever watch
fucking liberals?
Did you ever watch Gutfield?
Yeah, I like Gutfield.
Okay.
I love Gutfield, actually.
He was on showing all of the YouTube videos that have
more views than CNN. And one was like, how to pick your nose and sipper. Honest to God, they really rip on them. Honest.
They, for the past week or whenever they announced it Monday, like everything is compared to CNN.
Oh my God.
They showed who was the main guy they lured from Fox. He's a real big news. Wallace. So they showed Wallace, an old video of Wallace walking down the street with his head down, looking for a new job.
Except they have to put him to work.
96% of registered voters.
So speaking about it, do you remember the Mets traded for this catcher named Chris Cannizzaro? So they traded with, I forget, the Phillies for Chris Cannizzaro and a player to the name later. 2 weeks later, they named Chris Cannizzaro as the player to the name later and sent him back to the Phillies. I don't know if the Rockies ever did anything like that.
You asked originally where the Avalanche jersey came from. Remember the Colorado Rockies?
They were the
right.
Yeah,
Do
the
you remember the Colorado Rockies?
They were
Rocky Hockey.
What?
Rocky
Yeah,
Hockey.
yeah. Rocky Hockey.
Colorado Rockies was the original NHL franchise here. They still exist today.
Mark,
Yes.
Monday at
There's
11.
New Jersey
Mark,
Red Devils.
Monday at 11. He's going to do a VIN verification while I'm here, so I'll run downstairs.
Huge deals on Mobil 1 motor oil. Right now, get a 5-quart bottle of Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil for just $29.95. Or get $5
What the fuck's wrong with this store?
bottle of any Mobil 1 motor oil and a Napa Platinum filter. So wherever
You weren't in Colorado.
Fuller said that is way over the line for that. He will not answer that question on the air. Because that is way over the line.
What are we talking about?
About dropping in a client. Can an attorney drop a client? He says, my guess is, John Fuller said that.
Okay.
He won't come on and answer it.
Because why?
He says it's just way over the line. He can only talk in terms of representing the guy if he took over the case.
Can you see if Dan Kaplis will come on real quick? Just in general about...
There's not going to be any.
Is that abandonment?
We're like, do you want to just try to handle him?
Yeah.
Because John thought probably there was no money to be made if they went to trial. And that's why the attorney said, let's
That's
just
all
settle.
John really had to come on and say. I don't know why
he doesn't want to sound like Charlotte.
No, we wanted to drop a page.
He doesn't want to go after any other attorney.
We had to give a 30-day notice. So no, doctors have to give you a 30-day notice, and in those 30 days they have to treat you for anything that you come to the office with. So you send them a letter saying, we don't think that this is a good match, whatever. You have 30 days to find a new doctor.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. So, Gary, this is a very interesting case. Your PI attorney basically says, listen, take the settlement. If you want to go to court, find someone else. Is that what it boils down to, Gary?
Yes.
I want to explain a few things to you. Okay. There are cases where attorneys are lazy and they're settlers, and they don't want to go to court because of that, and that's wrong. But there are cases where there's no money to be made because you got a weak case, and certainly it's an attorney's job to tell their client this is not wise, right? Now, if he says to you, hey, I don't think this is wise. This is a great settlement. If you want to go to court, go somewhere else. The only problem with that would be if he said, go somewhere else, but you still owe me money. Is he saying that?
No, he is not saying that. However, like I said earlier, I had 2 surgeries already, and there's a possibility of 2 additional surgeries.
But Gary, it's not the surgeries. Okay. It's the cause of surgeries or the negligence that may have caused them. For example, you could have problems not related to the accident, or the attorney might feel that the causation is not direct, or that there's some underlying circumstances that will render you a weak victim. So I don't know the circumstances. You can have your case reviewed free of charge by most any other personal injury attorney. But
I just need somebody that you can refer me to that will give me the straight story.
Well, did they offer you? Did they offer? Gary, did they offer you a settlement?
No, we haven't even gone to mediation yet.
Okay, so when he said, I'm not going to go to court, well, what if they offer you $1? Is he saying you should take $1? What is he saying?
He's saying no matter what the mediation comes up with, if you get nothing or if you get a lot, end of story. I'm not taking it to trial.
Okay, is it binding mediation?
No, it is not.
Then you should go to mediation and see. Now, what is your statute of limitations for filing?
I don't know. I know it's been in the works for 2 years already.
But did he actually file?
About 2 years ago, I guess.
So you did actually file a lawsuit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's like I say, 2 years
Gary,
old. We only had deposition
Gary,
last week. Yeah.
Then he's doing the right thing. Okay? He's doing the right thing by at least wanting you to go to mediation. Why don't you wait for mediation to figure out if it's worth doing it?
That's what I want to do, but if he's giving me the ultimatum that I take this to mediation and you have to accept it.
No, he can't make you accept it, but he can say, I'm going as far as mediation and no farther. That's his prerogative. I would go to mediation and then make my decision. I'm Tom Martino.